is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. Did you miss Friday afternoon's Green Bay Packers news dump? Contract extensions for head coach Matt LaFleur, Russ Ball, who monitors the salary cap, and, of course, general manager Brian Gutekunst. Plenty to react to. It's the news we've been waiting for since the season ended at the hands of the Chicago Bears in the first round of the playoffs. Coming up on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. It is Super Week as we count down to the big game on Sunday in Santa Clara between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Stay tuned to ESPN Radio, broadcasting live from out west all week, counting down to the game on Sunday. College basketball, nice win for the Wisconsin Badgers over the weekend, 92-82 over the Ohio State Buckeyes. Wisconsin off until Saturday when they visit Indiana in Bloomington. Tip time for that one on Saturday is set for 11 a.m. And the latest on Giannis with Evan Cohen coming up on Wilde and Tausch.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
It is the Monday edition. The LaFleur brothers are together as NFL head coaches. Joining the Grudens, I know a guy who does a pretty mean Jay Gruden, and the Harbaughs in the modern era of NFL coaches.
Is it more of a Jay Gruden or a John Gruden?
Well, my understanding was it was supposed to be John Gruden, but as the king, the GOAT of imitations, Frank Caliendo pointed out when Jesse did it for him, it sounded more like Jay Gruden. So that's
I'm going to
go
see
with.
Frank Caliendo. He's in town for a big charity event in 2 or 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
We'll have to have him on the show.
We'll have to have him on the show. But first, we need to have Jimmy the Groundhog on the show, apparently, but not if Josh DiMaggio is on at the same time. I don't know anybody who hates Groundhog Day more than Big Cat.
I'm not a fan either.
You did not have as visceral of a response to our Groundhog Day conversation as Joshy did, however. And today's Monday, right? Today's Monday?
Yes.
But Evan Cohen's on today?
Yeah.
Is he already at the Super Bowl? Is he traveling for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, big travel day tomorrow, so that's why he needs to join us today. Yeah.
Well, he'll be at Radio Row later in the week.
He had one of the dumbest takes I've ever heard on his show this morning.
Ooh, can't wait to hear it from you. Of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios with his official Groundhog Day. You and Josh DiMaggio are literally at opposite ends of the Groundhog Day spectrum. You attend the event in Sun Prairie, and he says that he exterminates rodents. Also in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studio, he is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I can't. I haven't seen you yet, so I don't know what are you wearing today. There's too much groundhog excitement that I can't see what you're looking. I'm doing all right. I have. I don't have groundhog fever. Like, hey Jelly, how you doing this morning?
Getting your video set up.
Thanks, buddy. It's 20 minutes late. Good.
We're a high-end operation.
Yeah, we got something. We're definitely something. Is that this year's shirt? No, it's 2023. Can't you get a new shirt?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Groundhog Day is dumb. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, it's a dumb day. The movie's great. Everything else about it's dumb. Couldn't be more on board with Big Cat. I said this last year. I'll say it. If we're still doing this show next year, I will say it again. It's dumb. Can we agree on that?
Why are we
Absolutely not.
Why are you so down on it, and why is Jesse so high on it?
What does it do? Like, what are we doing?
It's fun.
What's
it's like
fun
rushing
about
the
it?
field.
Lighten up a little
What's
bit.
fun about it? To tell it's fun to the old mayor of Sun Prairie. Got his ear bit off by the rapid.
One time, Jimmy got a little irascible and bit the mayor's ear. He didn't bite his ear off. It was just a little nibble. Groundhog Day is fun. We get up early.
So what was fun?
We go
okay,
down
tell
to
me
the
what
square.
was so fun this morning
I'm
about
telling you. So we're fresh off the weekend where we're up north going to Newt Fest 2026 up on Little Newton Lake. We come home, rest up last night, get up bright and early this morning. Our friends come over and meet us 6:15 out the door. Going down to the town square in Sun Prairie. They're broadcasting. The local news is live all morning, live on site. They got this huge setup right in front of the big stage. You run over to the coffee shop, get yourself a Jimmy, which is the special coffee that they have on Groundhog Day in honor of Jimmy the Groundhog. You get
Does it taste like fur?
No, it tastes like cinnamon and chocolate and delicious. You would love it, JC. You would love yourself a Jimmy.
Okay.
So you're clutching your hot coffee, you stand around, this sense of community and fun and excitement. Kids are out there, mascots are dancing around. The news is broadcasting live. They're cranking music, getting everybody ready. People young and old joining together, all to see the prognostication of Jimmy the Groundhog. Politicians of both sides joined together on stage to deliver the official prognostication. It's a total sense of unifying community in the city of Sun Prairie, living up to the moniker of Fun Prairie, because we all had a lot of fun as the sun rose at 7-Eleven this morning, and Jimmy the Groundhog delivered the prognostication of an early spring.
I gotta say, you did not rehearse that, right?
No, I was off the cuff.
That was really good. And if you were listening and you had an open heart when it comes to Groundhog Day, I don't know how you weren't convinced by Jesse J. Nelson and his incredibly how can you not be romantic about Groundhog Day after listening to Jesse? Look how proud of yourself you are.
It's pretty good, if I do say so.
And he didn't see his shadow because it was cloudy? That seems a little sketchy.
Unsure. So because Jimmy bit the mayor's ear more than a decade ago, one time.
Same mayor?
No, different mayor. In fact, different mayor. We're like 2 mayors removed now from that mayor.
What's the concern?
Yeah, no, you can't even. It's not even in the record book anymore. You look back the last 10.
The statute of limitations is run out.
No instances of any difficulties. Yeah. He whispers the proclamation. I'm sorry, I keep using the wrong word. Prognostication to the mayor in the language of groundhogese, which the mayor of Sun Prairie learns upon taking office. The mayor this morning informed us that he goes through a program and he only finished 9 of the 10 levels. So while Jimmy's prognostication is always 100% accurate, sometimes the translation is lost a little bit from groundhog to mayor, which makes it about a 60% success rate, which is still a lot better than Punxsutawney Phil with 35% out in Pennsylvania.
Who you called a phony earlier today.
Oh, yeah, Punxsutawney Phil, yeah. Mm-hmm. Team Jimmy all the way.
I believe we may have lost Tausch, and he's in the studio.
No, I'm here. I couldn't disagree more. I just think it's really dumb. But if people like it, I'm not saying stop doing it. Like, go ahead, do your thing. I personally just think it's really dumb.
We saw your wife and kids there a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You weren't anywhere to be found.
Yeah, I'm not.
But,
I have no interest
were.
in ever going. No, and I won't go. And that's all right.
It is. Feel your feelings about Groundhog Day. Where do you get your statistics on Jimmy, by the way? Is that on like ProGroundhogReference.com or where is that from?
I'm sure there's something of it. What's your weather site? Roto Groundhog.
Groundhog Grinders. Yeah.
They tell us on the stage. They remind us every year as we get started. So I'm basing everything they're telling us from the stage as truth and not giving it a second thought. Yeah.
So you're not excited about Groundhog Day. What were you excited about from your weekend, old boy?
What was I excited about? Hockey, gymnastics, basketball, and I think the NFL needs to get rid of the bye week.
I saw that.
I understand why they don't, and I know that they won't. So it is what it is. But you want to make the regular season more valuable, make the 1 seed more valuable. This does that. You're forcing this team in New England to play 4 straight weeks. Their quarterback's banged up. I know everybody wants everyone to be healthy, and I know there's too much money at stake to not do it. So I know this is just – I'm saying from a purely football standpoint and the fact that I got home and really would have liked to watch the Super Bowl yesterday and wrap this thing up and get the offseason going. If it was Green Bay in it, I would say let's bask in it a little bit. Let's get the week. Let's juice it up. But without that, I think let's get rid of this. Let's play. Let's do another bye week during the regular season to stretch it, and then let's just go play. That's what I would hope that we'd see.
What if we go to 18 games, we have 2 bye weeks, and we have the Super Bowl scheduled in order to have Monday, President's Day, become the hallowed post-Super Bowl Sunday holiday where nobody works that we have been pushing for years? Could we parlay all of some bad things that you don't like, right? 18th game, no week, too much of a week off between Super Bowl week and the end of the AFC and NFC championship games. Could we take this all, put it all together, set up the Super Bowl so it's the Sunday before President's Day? We don't have mail on President's Day. Let's set it up so it's a day off for everybody. Everybody wins, no?
Yeah, I am not going to advocate for 18 games in any way, shape, or form. So I get what you're saying.
But you know they're coming.
No, I know.
I'm saying
but I'm not going to advocate for it. So
I'm not asking you to advocate.
Well, if I go ahead and agree with your plan, I'm advocating.
Or you're acknowledging an eventuality, which I think you've already acknowledged.
I have acknowledged, but I don't like. And I will fight. My fight. I'm not going to win, but that doesn't mean I should put my sword
Fight
down.
the good fight anyway.
Yeah, let's fight the fight.
Yeah.
If that is what's going to happen, yes, I think that probably makes a ton of sense. I know there were some folks that when I tweeted that yesterday said, let's just go Saturday and play this weekend. Shorten it a day. It's a great idea on the surface. Not going to happen either because I do think football should play on Sunday. I like the Saturday idea in the past. I'm not sure I love that anymore. So the NFL is going to do what they want to do. I hope that they at least take input from other folks, but they're going to play 18 games, and they're going to take the bye week between the Super Bowl and the NFC-AFC championships. They want to extend the calendar as long as they can, and they have been very good at it, so they're going to continue on that. But I think a lot of us would have loved to have seen the game be played yesterday. But then again, now you get a week of build-up. You get to talk about your sport. So I totally understand why they do it. I think I was probably palming a little bit just in wishing that we had football last night, and then we could talk. And then really then the offseason gets cranking, which obviously as a Packer fan, I'd rather be talking about that stuff in comparison to Sam Darnold and the Vikings firing their GM and what that all entails.
The Vikings firing their GM was interesting, along with the Green Bay Packers formally announcing contract extensions. Well, what do you know? No real details, multi-year, but at least they made the announcement on a Friday afternoon. That's
kind of what we
progress,
thought was going to happen.
right? That's progress. Step forward,
Sure.
announcing it.
Yeah, they put it out there. Nobody has any idea how long or for what money, and I'm not sure we'll ever find that out. I'm sure, Jason, you dig your claws into that investigative journalism that you got. I think you get your claws in there.
I will. And by the way, Matt LaFleur gets an extension. Mike LaFleur gets a new job. I believe he got a 5-year deal from what I understand.
Yeah, they put that out there. I'm assuming all three of these guys got the same years. LaFleur, Gutey, and
I don't want to
Russ?
assume, but I think you're probably right.
Okay,
Yes.
so probably 5 years? Is that what you're thinking?
I don't know, Jim. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. By the way, a little research, because, I like to dig my claws into things, like a groundhog. And in 2027, based on the NFL's rotation for the schedule, who plays each other in the desert, the Packers and the Cardinals. So the LaFleur Bowl.
Well, if Mike is still there, yeah.
And Matt.
If Matt LaFleur would have gotten fired and they offered the job to Mike LaFleur, the Packers, does he take it?
Wow. No?
I don't know.
I would assume that he would be afraid that the way his brother felt like he was treated might influence whether he would feel comfortable taking that job, don't you think? You really do love a good hypothetical, and that one is great.
That's a silly question.
Why is that silly?
If they're going to fire Matt LaFleur, the first thing that Gutey's not going to do is, let's
first
call
off,
his
Gutey's
brother.
not hiring him.
Okay, well, Ed Policy's not going to say,
Mr. Policy.
we got the wrong LaFleur. Let's call his brother. I'm sure that's going to mix things up the right way and bring him in. It's just a silly hypothetical. It would never happen. That's more silly than Groundhog Day.
If it would Mike LaFleur rather be coaching the Green Bay Packers or the Arizona Cardinals? I think I know the answer.
Well, that they almost both coached the Green Bay Packers because if you recall, in 2019, Matt LaFleur's first choice for his offensive coordinator with the Green Bay Packers was Mike LaFleur. And Kyle Shanahan would not let him out of his contract to become an offensive coordinator, even though he was just the offensive passing game coordinator for the 49ers. So,
Yeah.
What could have been? What could be for you if you've got leaky, creaky, squeaky, drafty windows is a brand new set of windows with a brand new read for February.
Oh, it's Nari time. You guys know it's one of my favorite times of the year, Nari. You know what? Our homes need to be ready for just about anything in Wisconsin year-round, and Lord knows the month of January let us see that. That's why Pella focuses on quality and durability in everything they do. This month, visit Pella at the Nari Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. You know what? I'll text Gina. I'm going to get that booth number. I love giving you the booth number. That's a big place. We want to make sure you can pinpoint it, even though I've been down there. The Pella exposition there is a monster. You will find it at the Nari Spring Home Improvement Show. Book an in-home consultation at the show, and you're going to receive a free Design Works rendering. And don't miss out on that 0% financing for up to 4 years. It ends on February 28th. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
So, can I make a recommendation?
Yeah.
If you have not gone to that and seen the setup that they do, like if you're, first of all, you shouldn't be on the fence about getting Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I mean, we tell you about them every day. They're a great partner. Tausch has them. I have them. But if you're not quite sure, you don't trust Tausch and me, if you go down there and you see their setup and you can like envision it then in your own home, you're gonna sign up. I'm telling you, they really do a great job. It's a really cool setup that they do, and you should check it out. What are the dates on that again?
Feb 13th to the 15th, Valentine's Day weekend. There's nothing sexier than getting some Pella windows and doors for your house.
Oh, maybe I'll spend my birthday down there. We need to get to Evan Cohen on time because he's traveling today. But we also need to talk about, I don't know about need, but we will talk about the latest developments on the Bucks front with Giannis. That's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza. I've been telling you for a while how much I've loved Pizza Hut since I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, I loved Pizza Hut then, and I love making new memories, enjoying it with my family today. As Wisconsin sports fans, we know it's rarely easy to find a win. But Pizza Hut has a win for lunch or dinner. Pizza Hut's My Hut Box lets you choose your entree, personal pan pizza, a melt, or now, wings. Boneless or traditional wings start at just $6.99. One box, tons of options, all day, every day. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, feed good times. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Do you think Dad's got good Instagram game?
No.
Instagram game. Oh my God.
Are you embarrassed by me?
Sometimes.
What's the most embarrassing thing your dad has ever done?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Existing.
Savage.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the Neary Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free DesignWorks rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold the lie with sportswear too. You pay a fortune for big name gear, a fancy logo, and a slogan, and it still stinks. Then I found Iron Jock, and now it's all I wear. It's built on science. Their silver ion technology is woven right into the fabric. It kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria, and it never washes out, ever. Get yours today at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
At Carbon World Health, feeling your best isn't a luxury, it's a lifestyle. From advanced aesthetics and rejuvenating med spa treatments to personalized wellness care, everything there is designed around you. Whether you're refreshing your look, boosting your confidence, or investing in total body wellness, Carbon World Health combines medical expertise with a spa-like experience you'll love. Discover the med spa Sun Prairie is talking about. Book your consultation today at Carbon World Health, where wellness meets results.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Toscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Gruber Law Offices, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Call us today if you've been injured. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Giannis Watch has begun. Will the Bucks move him? Stay up to date on Giannis's future in Milwaukee right here on Madison's home of the Bucks. 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
So last week, I said I had Giannis fatigue already on this. Because it's not like this has only been going on for a couple weeks. This has been going on for years, basically, right? And you kind of...
Yeah, we kind of ignored most of it because I think most of us here kind of thought it was more of a narrative being shaped by other people. And then all of a sudden I thought last offseason when there was talk of New York and then, Shams was really pushing it, I still didn't really buy it. And as this season is unfolded, you start thinking, well, I think it's actually in the best interest of both parties, so let's get her shaken a little bit. And I do think that's happening, but I don't think the Bucks will get their best deal until the summer. So I'm hoping that they hold off and don't get crazy. But I know Evan's joining us. I was listening to him on the drive in, and I think his thought on getting rid of some of our veteran players now, because, listen, man, I didn't watch the game yesterday. I saw the highlights or the lowlights. Mm-hmm. We're not even competitive. And that's the Celtics without Tatum. We're not competitive. They beat us by 40. They could have beat us by 80. So what are we doing? So if you can get, trade a Miles Turner and maybe get a one back, I think you have to think about doing that. If you can get rid of Kuz and Portis and get some picks back, it's time to just strip this thing down around not getting rid of Giannis and then reevaluating where you're at with the picks that you accumulate this summer, and then you start looking at what are we going to do with Yanni before the draft this summer. That's what I think that was Evan's point, and as much as I love disagreeing with him, I think that is 100% the right play.
So we'll talk to him in a bit here, but before that, Doc Rivers, who...
I don't want to fire him. I want to make sure he coaches out his contract.
Because
I'm sick of firing coaches. It ain't going to matter. And I think Doc wants to be fired.
So you don't want to do him the favor?
No, I don't know how many years he has left. They're paying him a ton. At this point, Doc is supposedly a really good developer of young talent. That's what we're going to be doing. He's not going to want to be here. I don't think we should just, willy-nilly. Because at this point, if you're stripping it down, why would you want to get rid of a veteran coach that could maybe help develop some of these young players? He has gotten out of these deals before where the Clippers did that, and he didn't want to be there. The Celtics started getting old, and he wanted to get out. I would like to see Doc. He committed to coming here. I don't know how long his contract is, but I would like to see him coach these young players until his contract's up. That's what I'd like to see, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, he spoke on the ESPN pregame show before Bucks Celtics.
Do you disagree with my Doc take? You think get rid of him?
I don't know enough about Doc as a coach to say for certain that your premise that he is a great developer of young talent at this point in his coaching career. I don't know that to be true, so I can't agree with you.
You know he doesn't want to be here anymore.
I do. I understand, but what I'm saying is I want. If I'm the Bucks, I want the coach that is going to develop young talent. I want the coach who is going to connect with them. And it feels to me like the NBA, you want coaches that might be a little bit younger and might want to be somewhere.
Well, let's trade him. I think we trade him.
We want hostages, not volunteers. Is apparently your new policy.
I feel like Doc. I feel like I did not want Doc hired in the first place. I was very clear about that. I didn't think it was a good fit. Like he couldn't get over the hump with the Clippers, a lot of dysfunction with incredibly talented teams. And then in Boston, when the going got tough a little bit, he didn't want to be there. And then he goes and he's doing broadcasting, which is great. And they kind of lured him out with this big boy contract, thinking he'd be the savior, where most of us are like, that's not going to happen. And it hasn't. It's been, let's be honest, it's been a disaster. Like, it hasn't been good at all. So I don't know where we go from here in this whole mess, but it is messy. And maybe if you have, I don't know how many years, I think the Bucks announce how many years they sign their coaches for.
I don't know if that's
true
or not.
I don't know how many years he has left, but I know they're paying him a lot. The last thing I want to do, and I know it's not my money, but the last thing I want to do is continue. You just got done paying Budenholzer. Griffin, I think, is still on payroll. Was there somebody in between those two? Or was it Griffin to Doc?
It was Griffin to Doc.
I would think if Doc obviously is miserable and wants out, let's work on a buyout so that he can go about his business. But I don't want to just fire him and let him off the hook, if that makes sense.
I understand that. But again, hostages, not volunteers. Here's what Doc Rivers had to say on NBA Countdown.
Giannis has said everything that we need to hear, that he wants to be a Buck, he loves the city, and that's all I can go by as a coach right now. Has it been difficult? Yeah, your players every day have to hear stuff every single day about not just their best player, but they're thrown in the mix as well. My favorite day of the year this year will be the day after the trade deadline. That'll be my favorite day because I think everyone will be here and we can get to, you know what I'm saying? So right. I'm looking forward to that.
Do you believe anything he said?
No, that's all BS. You really think he doesn't know where Giannis's head's at? Like, come on. If you don't, then what are you doing? Like, you have no pulse on your locker room? So I have a very hard time buying that. Everybody, I think, understands where we're at. I mean, again, I'm not going to keep going back to that gloomy night at Fiserv, even though it was a fantastic courtside, like it was a great experience outside of the game.
In November 2018?
No, it was whatever. I guess it's going to end up being the second last game that Giannis is in a uni. The last game that he finishes a game, I will say I was at. Unfortunately, there's no ticket stubs to keep, but I did get one of those lanyards, and I kept it because I knew that was – I knew what I was watching when I was there, and I will be shocked if I'm wrong. And that's why I don't know why Doc is spinning that yarn, maybe because he has to, but he knows. Like, everybody knows. And even if they don't trade him, which I hope they don't by the trade deadline, I think we'd be crazy to play him again the end of March, where you're going to play for 3 or 4 weeks with that calf. I would put him on ice, and I would say let's just chill, and then we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what we're doing moving forward. But I don't buy anything Doc said right there at all.
All right, so a couple of housekeeping parts of this. Yeah, just a second. First, Chris in our ESPN Madison YouTube comments says, and again, we're better to get your factual information than our YouTube comments, but Chris is pretty reliable. Doc's contract runs through the 26-27 season, so one more year after this.
Okay, yeah, let's let him build this thing back up, and then we can see if he wants to stick around. But I think we both, all of us, know that's not what's going to happen.
My guy Pizza Rat in the YouTube comments.
Okay,
credible.
There are tons of real good young coaches in the NBA right now that have been given young teams over the last couple of years. Would love for us to try the same. He and I are on the same page. I'm more of a hamster guy, but I do like pizza.
Groundhog.
And nobody likes groundhogs except Jesse, apparently. But I would rather that, too. So I understand your point. I think it's a good one, but I don't want hostages. And if he wants – I'll tell you what, Doc, if you don't want to be here, that's cool. Just resign and say you don't have to pay me.
Yeah,
I'm going to go back
I think
to
we'd
TV.
all be on board with that, but we all know that's not how the world works.
I understand.
And I'm not going to tell him to not take his money. Because how hypocritical would that be? But
well, if you want out bad enough,
he wants out.
Yeah, well then, put your money where your desire is.
That's not how. That's not how
lastly,
the world works.
Ramona Shelburne this morning. I got this alert from my ESPN app. I don't know if she talked to Giannis or sources close to Giannis, but Giannis does not want to sit out the rest of the season if he doesn't get traded by the trade deadline and then put on ice, as you put it.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. That would be the safest play. So that's kind of where we're at on the Giannis front.
Yeah,
We will
I
talk
think
to
at
Evan.
this point now, for as much as we love Giannis, it can't be everything that he wants. Like, that's just not where we're at.
I think.
I mean,
all
he's
agree on that.
diagnosing himself. He's diagnosing himself.
That leads you to wonder how accurate the diagnosis
No,
is.
I mean, I don't know that, but what I do know, what would be catastrophic is if he comes
Tears
back.
his
I'm not
Achilles.
even going to mention because I don't want to put it out there. But you know what I'm thinking.
I just did. Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Well, that's what you're hinting at.
I know, but I'm not
What does
saying
it matter?
it. Well, there's a
He's not going to
difference.
tear his Achilles because I said the word Achilles.
It's not going to help.
I don't think it.
Stop saying it.
Yeah. But
Knock
I'm
it
saying
off.
right now, just because Giannis wants something, we have done everything that Giannis has wanted, and we're in this position. And
Yeah,
if
that's not
Giannis
great.
wants out, which he does, maybe he's not said it, but
No,
it
it's
feels as
changing.
if he does, then I'm sorry. We have to do what's best for us as an organization, and that is not to go win games with you, potentially having a big boy injury that will limit what we could do in the last year of your deal that, by the way, you're not going to opt in anymore. So I'm sorry, but Ramona, thanks for reporting it. I appreciate it. I'm not going to listen to anything you just said.
Or that Giannis said. What you are going to listen to before we talk to Evan Cohen is me telling you about Associated Bank. Best customer service in the industry. When I go down to their downtown branch in Green Bay, they've got all the awards right there in a trophy case. All kinds of great awards for their great customer service. But you know it's not branches that make a bank local, it's roots. And Associated Bank's roots run deep here in Wisconsin. And that great customer service, whether it's early pay, to have access to your direct deposit up to 2 days early, credit monitoring so you can make that big purchase, and, of course, fraud protection as well. They've got your back. Plus, Packers checking, Badgers checking, and Brewers checking. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. Evan Cohen gives us more next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Badgers
The coaches, the players, we're bringing an entire new mindset.
because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
And it's to win. It's to win.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to save money and help save the planet by making the energy switch to Everlight Solar. The teams competing in the big championship game were great at making big decisions that help propel their franchises to new levels of success in recent years. Similarly, you can also make a great change that helps you out with the switch to Everlight Solar. Our family was thinking about making the switch to solar for a while, but we weren't quite sure where to even start. That's when we met the team at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
From the opening kickoff to the fifth quarter, through the cold, the rain, and the grind of Saturdays in Camp Randall, Badgers don't quit. It's the roar on third down, the jump around that shakes the stadium, the traditions you bring to life every game day. Badgers are in it together, and the 2026 season starts with you. Wisconsin football season tickets are on sale now. Lock in your seats for every home game at uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. Be a part of what it means to be a Badger.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life. Hey, my name is Stacy Bruner. I was Bucky Badger from 2010 to 2014. My most memorable sports moment was running out the flag at the 2013 Rose Bowl versus Stanford. Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
Badger volleyball fans, this night is for you. Join ESPN Madison and Badger head coach Kelly Sheffield for the end-of-the-year Wisconsin volleyball celebration. Live from North and South Seafood and Smokehouse in Verona on February 3rd, catch Kelly Sheffield plus special guests and a live fan Q&A. A night celebrating Badger volleyball and their incredible Final Four run this season. The end-of-the-year celebration of Wisconsin volleyball, Tuesday, February 3rd, starting at 7 p.m. at North and South in Verona.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just a priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
On his way to the city by the bay from Unsportsmanlike, it is Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Jason, Tausch, Jesse, how you guys doing?
Good.
Happy Groundhog Day.
Oh, God.
Are you anti-Groundhog Day as much as some members of the panel?
I don't even understand fully what it is. Like, they had to explain it to me on the show this morning because I really don't understand any part of it. I actually have never seen the movie. Which I know
movie's
is a bad
great.
Job by me.
Movie's great.
I know, it's a bad job by me. But,
Yeah.
I just don't even understand conceptually. How do you know that this, whatever it is, sees its own shadow?
It's
Is somebody asking him?
Yeah,
Hey,
it's a
Bill,
joke.
give me a couple of minutes here.
He communicates
Yeah, I
with
get
the
it.
mayor.
Yeah, he
the
bites,
mayor asks
bites
him
his
and
ear.
talks to the mayor in Sun Prairie. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Evan, 100%. But the movie you need to watch, and you're on a 5-hour flight. Throw the movie in and you'll love it. And it's Groundhog. You're leaving tomorrow, but it's a day after Groundhog. I think you should watch it.
Yeah, I probably will watch movies. I usually try on flights to watch new movies because a lot of times on the planes they get the movies that just came out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what they have here.
Okay.
I hear you're supposed to watch Landman when you're flying. That's what I was.
That's what I'm going to be watching if I ever get on a plane again. Would have been nice to be going out there. Are you going to the Killers? Are you going to the Killers concert?
When are they playing? I didn't
They're
even know
playing
that they were
out in the. I sent you it, and I was hoping Green Bay would make it, so Jason and I would be out there doing the show, and I was going to go.
I thought they're playing in Phoenix.
No, they're playing in Vegas, baby, for the Super Bowl. You better find out
Right,
where
but
and
Tausch,
get tickets.
It's in San Francisco, though.
What's that?
The
You're
Super
saying they're
Bowl's in
playing
Santa
Vegas.
Clara.
I'm going to Yeah.
No, they're playing. They're out at the Super Bowl playing. They're doing like an event. out there. They're not in Vegas.
You just said they're in Vegas.
Well, they're from Vegas. They're playing the Super Bowl. They're doing one of those parties that probably is, you're a big timer. You get a ticket and go find a way in.
I was unaware of that. I'm leaving Friday night, so they're probably playing in the weekend parties, which I will not be at.
Okay.
So wait, so you're going in tomorrow and you're coming back already on Friday?
Friday night, yeah.
So you'll do the show Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from the Super Bowl?
That's correct. What's the confusion? I'm confused as to why you're confused.
Well, I thought maybe you would have gone on Sunday and we would have had 5 days of unsportsmanlike live from the Super Bowl. Is that not what people do anymore? It's been a while since I've been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't usually go to the game anymore. I have in my life, and my team is in it this year, but I had already pre-booked everything, and I'm more than happy to come home and watch at home. I don't, it's odd. I know it's going to sound spoiled, but I don't have the urge to go to these games like I used to, because I'd rather view the game like everyone that's listening and watching our show views the game. And I do think that there's little things that are at times more relatable
I agree.
because of the fact that you're not there. Not there. So I think that, I don't know, yeah, could I have stayed? I guess, but there's no guarantee. I would have to figure out a hotel, and there's no guarantee, all right, a press pass, where is it going to get me? I may sit in the last row of the stadium if I'm lucky, if not for an auxiliary press box, and I don't want to do that.
Well, I know that there's a lot of folks in the media that go through the week and then don't go to the game. That's not unique. I just thought maybe you'd go earlier, but you're traveling tomorrow. And I'm sure that there will be lots of great stories. I am a little surprised because of the Patriots fan that you are, that you're not staying for the game. But you make a good point. I have now, when I cover games, I have my iPad and I have the broadcast on and I have a headphone in because I think you're exactly right. Not only do you miss things that they say on the broadcast that are germane to the game, but you also are able to experience it, and if there's a conversation to be had on the show, you're 1,000% right on that. I'm told that you had a take today, though, that was 1,000% ridiculous. Tausch, you said there was something he said that really thought was...
Well, what did you think was your dumbest take today?
I'm sure I had many, Tausch, especially according to you. So
you're such a baby. No, the fact that the Cardinals should hire an interim coach for a 2-year interim basis is absurd.
Your boy's going to get fired anyway. Okay, cool. So Mike LaFleur is just going to serve as that. He's got no shot.
What do you mean he has no shot? If they win 7 games next year, he's a hero. And if he develops a quarterback, which is what he got hired for, they're going to get rid of Murray. They're going to clean the books, and if he could do anything with a new young quarterback, or if he brings Malik Willis out and they kind of bridge it, he has all kinds of. He's going to get a lot of runway there. Yeah, get at least 3 years.
So a lot of runway.
But what?
Okay, yeah, I'll take the under.
On what, 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what you're saying should be right. What actually happens is not right. I think this whole thing, like I said today, that I thought the Raiders should look at the first season of Clint Kubiak, their new head coach, the Seahawks offensive coordinator. The first season should be anywhere between 34 and 51 games. That don't go based on the fact that the league tells you it's a 17-game season. You cannot operate under 17 games with the rookie quarterback that way in that situation. And that's the same thing the Cardinals should do. Season 1 is 51 games. I'm not kidding. And then decide. Because you have no shot with that job. So we have such a quick hook on so many of these things. And it's ridiculous. Nate Scheelhaus, former Illinois quarterback, is now it's going to be the Rams OC, right? Yeah, he's going to be the Colts head coach in a year. You know what's going to happen with these things. It's too predictable. And one of these 10 jobs that was hired this year will be one and done. That could be LaFleur. That could be Monken in Cleveland. I hate to say this. I don't think because they've been loyal in the past, they're going to be loyal in the future. Is it possible it's Mike McCarthy? I don't know. I hope not. I hope he's going to be great. I think their quarterback thing is going to take a turn now because I don't think you could rule out Minnesota for Rodgers based on what you're gathering here. So I don't know what's going on. I just think that these teams have such quick hooks with these coaches without any ability to succeed.
I think if you're hiring Clint Kubiak and Mike LaFleur to teams that don't have clear ways forward at quarterback, I think you're exactly right. I think you get 51 games. And I think most teams do that. I don't know, like, what coaches, like Pete Carroll got blown out after a year, right, in Vegas.
No, he was the interim. He was retroactively the interim coach.
Right.
Which is what I'm saying. No, seriously.
Yeah, I agree. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I agree.
You two have morphed into the same person. That's cute.
What is that? What do you mean?
No, it's cute. I like it.
I think he makes a really good point.
And that's why I said, because the other day I laughed at, I couldn't believe that the Cardinals were interviewing Ron Rivera to be their head coach. I started laughing, and Courtney Cronin's like, why are you laughing at that? I'm like, Ron Rivera? That's what we're doing now? Like, he hasn't failed enough? And then today, I came back on the air, and I said what Tausch was alluding to. I actually think he should be the head coach. I said, hey, you're Frank Reich. Frank Reich did it for Stanford.
Right.
Basically saying to these guys, no, seriously.
Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson's also up for interim basis coaching.
Doug Peterson, a great one. Hey, listen, coach.
Let's
Peterson,
rank
coach
our who
Rivera,
should be interim
right.
basis coaches.
Hold
How are you
on,
power
Can I
ranked?
give the take?
Yeah, sure,
You
go ahead.
asked me for the take.
Well, I
Let's
told
do
you
the
that.
take.
I already told the take, but yeah, go ahead.
No, because I haven't actually sold it yet. The take is this. Doug Peterson, you're coaching nowhere now. Would you like a few $1 million to get us from point A to point B? And maybe you'll be so good that we won't need to hire someone else. But right now, hiring Mike LaFleur is going to ruin him and ruin us because none of us know what we're doing. So let's bring in an experienced guy. Let's hire him on a one-year deal, and let's literally say, get us through what is going to be a mess this year because the Kyler Murray contract. Then we're going to clean everything out and be so much more attractive when we have a top 5 pick in a QB draft because guess what? You're going to be person X, the person we want a year from now, and we just paid Doug Peterson $3 million to get us through that. Why is that a bad idea? They do that anyway. The Texans did that without acknowledging it to 2 guys in David Culley and Lovie Smith, which was completely unfair.
It's a bad idea
Completely
because,
unfair.
all right, with Sean Payton with Denver, he flipped it quick. You're taking away the opportunity, really, to have the Dan Quinn flipperooski. You have this league now. You can.
Yeah, he's done after. He's done after this year.
let me.
You know it now.
But
what
you
about
can flip
Liam
things
Cohen?
quickly without
Liam
it.
Cohen did it.
Who?
Liam Cohen.
He has a quarterback. He has a quarterback, though.
A quarterback who was. We weren't so sure about his quarterback, though, were we?
Dan Quinn didn't have a quarterback. Sean Payton didn't have a quarterback.
You can't compare Sean Payton to this crew, considering Sean Payton is a Super Bowl winning coach, highly coveted. That'll be the version of Sean McDermott next year. Not Super Bowl winning, but he'll be highly this is so damn predictable. Here's what happens a year from now. Multiple guys off of Kyle Shanahan's staff and Sean McVay's staff will get hired. We'll have another wave of a ton of openings. We'll have Sean McDermott in the John Harbaugh role from this year. Brian Flores will interview everywhere, not get any of the jobs, and away we go. I mean, it's like, just fast forward. Let's get the opening in Washington. Let's get the opening in Indianapolis. Where else do you want to get openings? Maybe Philadelphia. Let's just Dallas potentially. Let's just get the opening. Just get it done. I mean, it's just so ridiculous what they're doing now because they want these guys to all succeed in 4 minutes.
It's a pretty good take in terms of that part of it. But
just treat year one like 34 to 51 games. If year one is 34 to 51, and if they shoot themselves in the foot, like I want this for Aaron Glenn, 34 to 51, he may be shooting himself in the foot. All right, fine. You want shorter because he shot himself in the foot? Fine, fine.
So
I don't think, from what I gather, Mike LaFleur is going to shoot himself in the foot. It's just he's not going to be given the runway.
So what you're saying is you can eliminate the need for your idea of the interim coach if you give the coaches that you are hiring instead a little bit more time to be viewed as their first season. That's your take.
That's right.
That's pretty good.
That's right.
You're on board. You're in the Evan plan.
I am. Okay.
I'm sure.
Well, what would you do? What would you do, Tausch?
No, I'm hiring somebody I believe can build. I'm not hiring somebody
Okay.
that I hope won't get burned.
I'm glad you said it that way. Here's another question for you. Do you believe that these NFL teams hire coaches thinking like, oh, God, like finally, wipe our hands clean. We don't have to worry about this career posting anymore.
Yeah, I think
exactly.
I think
That's
they.
no chance. No chance.
I think they hope that. I think they hope.
Hope is not a strategy.
You can hope in one hand and you know what in the other, and you know how that goes.
Tausch, when you got hired, there was a thought process. Let me not do it about you.
Okay,
How
that's
about
probably
this?
smart.
Do you think that NFL coaches, NFL owners and general managers hire coaches and think, oh, set it and forget it. We never have to worry about it.
No.
That's the problem. Why?
Because if things aren't going the way you planned, you can't just sit there with your head in the sand like an ostrich.
But why would they think things wouldn't go according to plan?
Well, no, I don't think that. I think in the beginning, everybody thinks it's going to go according to plan, and then all of a sudden 5-12 slaps you in the face.
Don't believe that to be the case.
What do you mean?
I don't believe the Arizona, just as an example, nobody cares about the Arizona Cardinals. They do care about Matt LaFleur's brother, I guess, in this case. I don't believe the Arizona Cardinals hire Mike LaFleur thinking everything's going to go according to plan, considering they only hired Mike LaFleur the moment that Clint Kubiak told them that he's going to the Raiders. So, no, I don't think they think it's going to go according to plan. I think they think maybe this guy is good like McVay. We're not going to pay him top of the market, and if he's not good, whatever, we'll get rid of him at the same time we get a quarterback. I don't think they think everything's going to go according to plan. I just don't buy it.
You know, we don't know what. I mean, their plan probably, they have to look at this realistically, and maybe that's the problem with owners. They don't look at things realistically because they're used to always getting their way, and it doesn't always work that way. Yeah?
Yeah.
Great rebuttal.
I don't know. No, I think what we're seeing now, I can't take a second to think.
Well, it was like 15 seconds. So you're
Tausch
the one that
does not
says
like,
you can't have
Tausch
10.
does not like dead air.
10 seconds of dead air is a lot.
All right. So you know what? I'll pass. I'll pass. You go.
Pass
All right,
on what? What are you passing on?
But let's ask him about Giannis so we can get him out of here. He's got another hit to do. He's traveling tomorrow.
He's nervous. He's nervous about his flight, and he's nervous about what he's going to watch on the flight. And then he's, what?
I'm nervous about nothing. I don't have a heart out today. But continue.
What pictures are you taking on the plane? You got the Brady. What other ones are you taking in your binder?
I have pictures, non-family related. I have some Brady's. I have like the 28-3 Sports Illustrated cover.
Did you put that new Instagram post that I know you love from him that was just up yesterday? Did you snap that off and put it in there?
No, it was weird because I was like lying down right there too, so it was weird. Anyway, so I have a Brady one. I have the Tebow after that, the game they lost, I think. I have Udonis Haslem. I have a few others, motivational ones.
Okay. All right. I heard you with Bobby Marks this morning, and it sounds as if y'all are and I actually, this is one, so I disagreed with you on the interim, Coach. Totally agree with you on the Bucks strategy is to keep Giannis to the summer and dump all other assets, strip this thing down and go young. Miles Turner, Kuz, Bobby, trade, try to get as much back. I totally agree with you on that. What are the odds that happens?
Okay, so let me just make sure I set this up because my take on this is literally not aligned with anyone, anywhere, and I don't know why this is not a thing. So here's what I would do if I were the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis has not asked out formally, correct?
It depends who you ask.
Who knows?
And nobody knows. I don't think he's made a proclamation
Okay,
publicly.
so let me do it this way then. Jason Wilde, Mark Tauscher. If the Milwaukee Bucks don't trade Giannis by Thursday, is he going to throw a fit?
No, not publicly.
If the Milwaukee Bucks don't trade Giannis by the time the season starts next year, is he going to throw a fit?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, you do think so? Interesting.
I
So
do.
I
You
don't.
don't think so? Oh, you don't think so?
No, because throwing a fit would indicate him having to throw it in front of someone to someone. And if he's saying he's never going to ask out, so what does that mean exactly? Is he just not going to play basketball? Because that is the antithesis of who that man is, right? Is he going to not collect money for an extension? Because that is the antithesis of who that man is. So, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with either of those two, especially the first one. So what I would do very simply is I would take Miles Turner as a great fit next to Giannis. Yeah, there is no Giannis right now. So Miles Turner is not a great fit on a bad team. Miles Turner, as we learned last year, is a great fit on a good team. So if it were me, and I'm very specific about who I'm talking about now, I would call either the Celtics or the Lakers because I think they both have a need.
Austin Reeves in their one. That's who we want.
No chance.
That's who we want.
No, you don't want Austin. You want Austin Reeves?
Why wouldn't you? He's a nice player. Good piece.
The money doesn't work there, and you would have to extend him. But okay, so whatever. However you want to do it, Austin Reeves in a one. So let's just say Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, or Gabe Vince, whatever it is. So you can make the money work if you want Austin Reeves. All right, so there's one. I don't think the Lakers would do that, but okay. So that's the first part. Second part.
Rich Paul would.
Celtics. Yeah, Celtics. No, because Jaren Jackson Jr. and Miles Turner are not the same. The Celtics would trade you an expiring contract, Anthony Simons, and probably a one for Miles Turner. So
Let's do it.
There's your
That's who I
one
want.
right there.
Yep,
right,
let's do that. Yep, love it.
So that's off the books. I have now a one. So now, play this out. Use the Celtics one because it's easier. So now I have cleared out money. I now have 2 number 1 picks that I have. And I have the one down the line to trade. So now that's 3 number 1 picks. Then I package Kyle Kuzma and Bobby Portis, which combined I want to say is about $35 million. And I call every team in the league, and I say who has a bad contract plus a 1, even with protections, they want to give me for this. Right? So now I'm taking on some years, whatever it is. Let's say it's Jeremy Grant in Portland, just for argument's sake. Now I have 4 number 1 picks. 4. If I'm not mistaken, if my math is right. And an empty roster. And you're saying to Giannis, we have been the most creative team in the NBA relative to player acquisition and how we get it done randomly. Give us the summer. Let's see what we can do with this. Oh, Ryan Rollins. It's been great for them, right? Would somebody give you a second-round pick or maybe 2 second-round picks for him? I don't know. Does somebody want a second-round pick for Gary Trent? I am getting as many possible picks, and I'm getting as bad as I possibly can this year. And I am telling Giannis, give us the summer. And if not, you have an empty roster, extra picks, and then you can make a trade. But until then, not making a trade. Nope, not happening.
Team Evan on this one, like everything you just said.
It's a great plan. Have you talked to Horst yet, or do you want us to pass this along?
No, but I've talked to enough people to get that idea out there. But I think that let me present one other one. You know who I would be really attracted by if I'm the Bucks right now, and I'd really want? Paul George.
Why?
What happened with Paul George is because he got suspended. Because now, all of a sudden, his value is not as high to the Philadelphia 76ers, even though he costs technically less. He's got more years left on his deal. There could be speculation and assumption, hey, was he only good recently because of PEDs? Well, if that's the case, that's a home run for the Bucks. How many first-rounders do you want to give me, Philadelphia 76ers? Maybe I could give you Miles Turner and or Bobby Portis for him. And Kyle, whatever you want, 1 or 2 first-rounders, take it. Because now, guess what? Terrible contract, Paul George. But if I have 2 first-rounders and I can somehow rehabilitate him, well, now Giannis has a running mate and I get extra first-rounders. Even if he's a bad version of himself, overpaid, Giannis doesn't need the old Paul George. He needs like PG 6.5.
He needs PEDP.
But right, however you want to do it. My point is, I think we are all too focused on the Giannis exit and not the fact that there's 2 to 3 more windows to try to help him. The moment Giannis walks out the door, let's just say the Warriors trade happens. Let's just say they get 4 first-rounders, Kuminga and Jimmy Butler for Giannis and Kuzma, just for argument's sake. When's the next time you talk about the Bucks? When they trade Jimmy in a year? This is not just Aaron Rodgers walking out the door. Jordan Love Love was there to replace him for the Green Bay Packers. This is their business, guys. This is not the everyday Wilde and Tausch conversation. This is a conversation because we have polarizing news around a generational, once-in-a-lifetime player. That's the nature of the great state of Wisconsin. It's football first, second, third, and fourth, and when the Brewers are great, or when the Bucks are great, or when the Badgers are great. And the Badgers have developed a great coaching staff in Buffalo. But I think that when you look at this right now, I think that they have to understand that their business could walk out the door if Giannis is not there. Jay Valai, Jimmy Leonhard, I like it. Buffalo Bills, well done
played.
on Wisconsin.
That was your Giannis take was really good. I think we have all been preoccupied with the exit and not thought that way.
He gone.
It's great.
Yeah, he gone.
Okay.
Now, wait, can I just ask you guys a question on this?
Sure.
Of course.
Do you guys believe the Bucks are thinking the way that I'm pitching, or do you believe the Bucks are saying, all right, Warriors, you got 4 first-round picks, get it to 6, and we got a deal?
It's more likely that is the mindset than yours. I don't think they want to get PEDP in here. I don't.
But you understand the concept
Allegedly.
of what I'm
I want
saying.
to make sure I put allegedly, even though I think he failed the drug test.
No, well, he was actually suspended for it.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Yeah, still, it's good to say allegedly. No, I don't think they're thinking that way. I hope
Is there a deal, without getting too specific like I did with some of these names, is there a deal that, like, the Bucks would say, all right, we're doing it? Like, let's just use the Warriors. If the Warriors could get to 5 first-rounders, like somehow they made a trade to get to a 5th first-rounder.
No, I think we need to see how the draft lottery shakes itself out, and I think that you need to get top 3 or 4 pick. It can't just be number 25. Like, you need to go. We need to have at least a couple of assets that you feel like are really where they need to be. I don't think you can do the Golden State. I don't think that's not going to be enough.
Oh, but just remember something. What would excite me about the Golden State deal? If I was John Horst and I was told I have to, in order to keep my job, I have to trade Giannis by Thursday, which, by the way, I may quit.
Yeah, I would retire if I was him. Yep.
Yeah, I would probably, if I was told that, I would quit because I'm not going to be the one to trade him for a bad deal. But anyway, let's just say he wanted to do it. I'd be excited about the Warriors deal only because I think Jimmy gives you another bite at the apple next year for more picks. Because there's some team out there that would be like, wait, we could get Jimmy Butler for a stretch run and put ourselves over the top potentially. You know, when we give up another first or whatever. Like, I think there's something to that. If you are forced to trade Giannis.
No, pass. Hard pass on that.
By the way, also, I want to be clear on this. Money where my mouth is, I'd let him walk at the end of next year. That's how much I would not trade him.
Ooh.
I wouldn't trade him.
That would be incredibly stupid.
Why? He says he never wants to leave. Then he's forced to leave.
That's
true. Make him walk out the door.
That's a bluff that you end up losing 6 first-round picks and a potential young star because you want to play poker.
I'm not playing poker. I'm saying I have 3 chances.
No, you are playing poker, and you're going to end up losing all your money and all your picks, and then you're going to be sitting there with you-know-what, and it's not going to be pretty.
It's not a game of poker because I'm taking a man of his word at his word.
No, it is a game of poker. It's a game of poker, and you're going to lose. You got dealt deuce 7, and you see your buddy's got aces in his holster. Now, maybe you can catch something.
Have you seen the movie F1?
No.
There's a great poker scene in there that I love. Oh,
Rounders
I've been on
is
a big
better.
movie kick.
Rounders is better.
Well, yeah, but F1's not a poker movie.
Molly.
You
Molly's
just
game
said
is
you've
good,
never
too.
seen the movie. How do you know it's better?
I know poker movies.
Molly's game is amazing.
That's a
really
good movie.
Do you know that we interviewed Molly Bloom once, and the entire time we interviewed Molly Bloom, the person I was doing the show with thought we were interviewing Jessica Chastain?
I've lived that before, where you're interviewing somebody you think who it is, and it's somebody different.
Yeah, I'm actually Matt LePay. I don't know if you guys realize that.
We're well aware.
Oh, hey, Dad.
Okay. Evan, we got to let you go. Have a safe trip to Santa Clara. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, see you guys.
Who did we interview that you didn't know we were interviewing?
No, Scals and I at the Super Bowl radio row. We made a...
Do you want to unveil who it was?
Yeah, we thought
no?
it was Maria Menounos, and it turns out it was not Maria Menounos.
Who was it?
It was somebody that was running the Puppy Bowl.
What?
Yeah, it's a true story. It took us a little bit to figure it out.
How many questions before you realized this isn't who I thought it was?
I think it was Scals asked the first one, and then we kind of figured out that it was not Maria Menounos.
How did this come to light?
Well, we had to book our own guests, so we were floating around booking guests, and we booked who Scals thought was Maria Menounos, and it was not. So that's how it goes. That's Radio Row for you.
Oh, I've only experienced that once, and I'm sorry that I missed your interview with the Puppy Bowl lady. I'm sure she was great. I'm still very... How do you come to that realization? Like, how does that happen?
I don't know how
like
it all
she
played
says
out, but
something
it was,
about the Puppy Bowl, and you're like, oh, wait.
We'll have to check the tape and figure out how that is. But it was definitely... It was a miscue by both of us.
Yeah, that's been known to have. We all make mistakes. That was Evan Cohen of ESPN Radio's Unsportsmanlike. Of course, he is presented to us by Johnson Fitness and Wellness each week. More Wilde and Tausch. Straight ahead, stick around.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. On to the recruiting trail. Luke Fickell and company building Wisconsin football's next wave of talent. Fickell on the group he plans to go after and why it's so important in college football's new era.
I really believe there's going to be a greater emphasis on the in-state kids because the trend of things of guys leaving, who are the ones you have the best opportunity to keep in your program that you want to be able to develop? Well, those would be the kids that maybe have something that's going to keep them there a little bit deeper than just the playing time.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Happy New Year and happy new engagement. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. You have heard me talk about corporate, fundraising, and even casino events, but we are also amazing wedding DJs. Never cheesy and always the perfect fit for the perfect couple. Please let us help you narrate your wedding day love story while playing an amazing soundtrack that will rock your dance floor. Create lifelong memories of your one special day. Do it right and do it with celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin.
Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
You said yes. You set a date.
Now comes the pressure of choosing a ring you'll wear every single day, forever.
That's why Chalmers Jewelers is hosting our Wedding Band Trunk Show.
Join us February 20th in Madison and the 21st and 22nd in Middleton.
Every wedding band vendor will be in-house, bringing their entire lineup. More styles and designs than your Pinterest board can handle.
Appointments are filling up fast, so reserve your spot now.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Giannis watch has begun. Will the Bucks move him? Stay up to date on Giannis's future in Milwaukee right here on Madison's home of the Bucks. 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Some interesting feedback from Evan's appearance. In which, in the YouTube comments, one person calls him a moron, which I don't think is very nice. I don't think, as much as I enjoyed Evan's idea, I don't think it's realistic, and I don't think it's going to happen. But I don't think Giannis is going to wait around through a rebuild, even if you get all those assets. But here's the question that, you know how they tend to do their own show in the YouTube comments from time to time.
Okay.
The idea has been suggested, and I think it's an interesting one. If I don't want to call it a blessing in disguise, but is it possible, given some of the injury issues, that it might not be the worst thing to get out of the Giannis business before he has a more serious injury and is his body breaking down? Or do you not think that way?
Boy, it is an interesting question, and I think you're going to get chastised if that's how you feel, but he plays so hard, and we've seen him not be able to finish, in the postseason. He's not going to get younger. His skill set, he has to do what he does. He's not going to be able to transform his game into like how Jordan did or Kobe.
Right.
That's just not who he is. So could that, in essence, end up being a positive if you can get that big haul back and let someone? That remains to be seen. I never think it's a good idea to get rid of studs and people that move the needle like Giannis does. But I do think at this point in his career, how many more years are you going to get? He takes great care of himself, but he just goes so hard when he plays. I think there's I can understand why that narrative could be out there.
Yeah, I don't think it's a crazy thought, even though as blasphemous as it may sound, when it was brought up by multiple people in each of the YouTube chats, I thought, there might be more to that than we're giving credit for. Now, you have transformed your game from tennis to pickleball, despite your knee issues that you've been dealing with. Are you still playing, or are you on IR lately?
I'm on IR. I've been on IR, but that doesn't mean I haven't been down. I was just checked out the new Pickler location in West Allis about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It looks fantastic. It's going to be coming online soon. And the Pickler in Menominee Falls, right off Appleton Avenue, is an indoor pickleball spot. The weather is not going to be an excuse. It's built for everybody, beginners, former athletes, anyone just trying to move a little bit more. And they're offering free learn-to-play clinics every Monday and Saturday right at noon, right after our show. They waited. No experience, no gear. They're going to teach you everything. You get a workout, you meet people, and it's something that you will come back for. It's a community. It is fun to get involved with. They've even got, as I just said, that West Allis location. That is coming up soon. Stop in at the Pickler in Menominee Falls or contact the club directly online at thepickler.com for more details. That's PICKLR.com.
So when we go long at noon, we should apologize to Rich Eisen and everyone going into the Pickler if they're a couple of minutes late from listening to us.
Well, my guess is they're in their car probably, especially if they're down in Menominee on 94.5, and they probably got it on, and then we'll be done at 58:50. We don't usually go to till noon. It's about 58, 59 is the latest we go, typically.
Keep an eye on that today.
Plus, they got to change into their pickler shoes, though. Like, we're putting them behind schedule if we get out late. We're really late to start the 10 o'clock hour, but that's on brand. It starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
This is Wisconsin Volleyball National Champion Devin Robinson. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Bucks fell again yesterday, 107-79 at the hands of the Boston Celtics. National TV game on ESPN yesterday as well. And that meant NBA Countdown prior to the broadcast. Doc Rivers joined the ESPN crew, was asked what he knows about the latest on Giannis with the NBA trade deadline approaching.
Giannis has said everything that we need to hear, that he wants to be a Buck, he loves the city. And that's all I can go by as a coach right now. Has it been difficult? Yeah, your players every day have to hear stuff every single day about not just their best player, but they're thrown in the mix as well. My favorite day of the year this year will be the day after the trade deadline. That'll be my favorite day because I think everyone will be here and we can get to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that.
Doc Rivers on NBA Countdown yesterday. The NBA trade deadline is this Thursday. Stay up to date with the latest here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. Wilde and Tausch continues next.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. So wait, I lost track during our time with Evan Cohen. What was his really ridiculous, stupid take? The interim coach thing? Is that what it was? Okay, so I actually liked his 34 to 51 games, so 2 to 3 seasons.
You liked his interim coach idea, which I was surprised by.
I did, in that I think it needs to change. Get coaches or get owners to change their mentality about how they go about rebuilding their programs when they've lost for a long time, because I think you can do it if you hit on the right guy. It can turn around quickly, as you saw with Jacksonville. Now, they had a quarterback that was okay, right? I mean, he got paid the going rate as a quarterback, but Trevor Lawrence wasn't great by any means, but they flipped it, right? So I don't like the idea of surrendering a year, to your point, of having, I did think Frank Reich was an interesting name to drop in there, because it does feel like he wasn't hired to be an interim coach. He just got treated like one repeatedly. But I thought Evan's point about having to view it through the right prism was really smart. And if I'm Mike LaFleur, they're not keeping Kyler Murray, right? So how many years does that buy you to figure things out? Because Matt LaFleur, had he not had Jordan Love in place, and they had gone through this process of figuring out who it was going to be, and they were going to have different guys that came through, I don't know, he might have had a little bit more of a leash because they would have understood he doesn't have the quarterback. Or would Mark Murphy have said, no, this guy can't win without Aaron Rodgers. We're going to try. Like, the level of patience in the NFL is limited. But it feels to me like most of the Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan tree, most of them end up succeeding. If you give a little patience and they get a chance to figure out who their quarterback should be.
Has Zach Taylor succeeded in Cincy?
He went to a Super Bowl.
I'm asking. Has he succeeded?
Yes.
Okay.
And by the way, his quarterback, and again, injuries are part of the game, blah, blah, blah. But, like, when Joe Burrow's been healthy, he's been a damn good quarterback.
Yeah, he's been good. Their team hasn't.
Yeah, I think there's a institutional dysfunction.
Here's the deal, man. This is a big boy business. And everybody's saying, well, you got to do it this way. If you have the right guy and you see the progress, you don't fire him. If you don't, this is no longer you build. I do think general managers maybe are getting too long of a leash in this business.
Not Kwesi.
Because, well, he made a couple of critical mistakes.
He did.
And there's going to be battles, and you know this is a political world. You got to figure out who's going to win. Kevin O'Connell won. So the bottom line is I'm not going to feel sorry for these guys with 5-year guaranteed deals getting fired after 3 years. This is the business you signed up for. And by law, most of these programs that continue to do this, that's their fault. Their ownership doesn't understand that you have to change the cycle in order to change the result. So if you're going to continue to do the same thing, maybe there should be something where if an NFL team doesn't make a playoff in 10 seasons, they have to change ownership. I'd be on board with that.
It's a spin on relegation.
No, it's a spin on, you know what? Everybody else is held accountable. The owners should be held accountable. Because in this business now, the way it's set up, if you can't make a playoff when there's 7 teams in there, you're doing something like what the New York Jets are doing is criminal in the sports world. In the sports world.
You're right. Yeah.
To go 15 years without making a playoff? Like, what are you doing? You have to try to be that bad. It's like if we did a trivia and we said, let's try to get all of them wrong, we ain't going to do it. Somebody's going to dumb into it the opposite way and be right.
Yep.
The Jets have that same thing. They can't dumb. They go get Rodgers and they can't dumb into making one playoff. So I just don't see this. Oh my God, woe is me for these coaches. I'm not buying it. I don't see it, and I don't want to. Like, I just don't. Because players, it ain't like that. And when you look at things like I do through a player's scope, the general managers end up lasting a heck of a lot longer than they should. If you can't assemble a good enough roster after having the amount of top 10 picks that these stinko teams have had, they need new general managers. Period. End. And if you can't go 10 years because there's a comfortability, and I think you work very closely. You see Gutey sitting up there with Mr. Policy. You see Jerry Jones up there with Stephen Jones. These guys are in their ears explaining what they're thinking, probably pinning blame. Trust me, I heard and saw things when I was injured on stuff that coaches say about players on the field that if they heard it, you'd be like, there'd be fights and nunchucks would be used. It is a vile business. And there is so much of, like, it is not for the faint of heart. And that's why poor Mike LaFleur. What? Poor Mike LaFleur. He's got the opportunity of a lifetime. He doesn't even have any expectation. Nobody cares what Arizona does. He doesn't have any, he could stink for 2 or 3 years at it, whatever. And if he does get fired, shame on you. You're getting 5 years, that you're getting $40 million, and you'll be able to go back and be an OC and probably get another crack at it. I'm sorry. I don't have any sympathy for that. I don't.
So what does it tell you that Mike LaFleur, who was the offensive coordinator for the Jets before he went to the Rams and got fired by the Jets, and Robert Saleh, who got fired by the Jets, what does it tell you that both of them have now landed head coaching jobs, to your point about the Jets. It's all about the owners and that they just don't. I mean, there are teams with just institutional ineptitude and drama and all the issues that come with them. So you're telling me that if I forced Woody Johnson and family to sell, that could change?
What would change?
That the dysfunction would disappear with new, like, it feels to me like lots of rich guys create dysfunction. I don't know how they got rich, because when it comes to owning teams, they sure seem to mess them up. Is that not fair?
Just don't assume because somebody's super rich they're going to be a great owner, because we've seen this movie numerous times. It's not how it works. No. You need to bring people in that will. You can't be one of these guys that has made a bunch of money in another business and you think you're a blanket expert in this. And when you start meddling, that's when you start losing. And when you meddle, you don't have anybody there. And now, Lord knows who's going to take that Jets job when it opens up. Nobody that has other options. It's going to be guys, and that's the cycle that you keep repeating and repeating. And give the Detroit Lions credit, because they could have easily, when Dan Campbell was 1-9, said, "But this just ain't working." And then Cleveland does that same thing with Hugh Jackson. But there's a reason. If you're 1-31, like, you stink, and you probably need something different. You have to start seeing some signs of what's going on. So I think it would be a fun little ad. I don't know how if Green Bay went 10 years without making a playoff. I mean, you'd have to. That would be unbelievable.
Sell it to the people of Milwaukee instead.
Yeah, I don't know how that would play out, but that is what we're looking at here, and how you change that cycle. It isn't going to be by having interim head coaches that end up coaching for 2 years. Like, that idea is just that is a bandage.
I think what he was trying to illustrate is how impatient these teams can be, that they might as well just put the interim tag on these guys because they're not being patient with them. But I thought it was an interesting take, just like I think it's interesting that American Family Insurance has been with us from the very beginning. We're in our 10th season now, and they've been with us the entire way.
Indeed, they have. They are a proud partner of Wilde and Tausch, and since 1927, they've been committed to making life better with outstanding home and auto protection. Also, you're free to enjoy your dreams. I told you I had a cracked windshield. One phone call, bam, new windshield in my car, in my garage when it was freezing out. That's the type of service you get with American Family Insurance. So insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
We're going to circle back, speaking of general managers, to Gutey and Russ Ball and officially Matt LaFleur all getting their extensions. We'll talk about that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
At Hard Rock Casino Rockford, the unforgettable experience goes far beyond the casino floor with the luxury of their dining and entertainment. Savor prime cuts and fresh seafood at Council Oaks Steak and Seafood, or explore 7 unique dining venues that deliver flavors from around the world. Then let the night ignite at Hard Rock Live, where the world's greatest acts take the stage. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973, and they're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether it's the sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none and has exactly what you're looking for. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out the all-new 2024 Honda Prologue, Honda's first all-electric SUV, or browse their selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
When you've been seriously injured, you need a trusted team on your side. Gruber Law Offices is available 24/7 and will even come to you. Your first call is free. Your first visit is free. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Getting you back to doing what you love is the #1 priority of Stoughton Health Rehab and Sports Medicine Clinics in both Oregon and Stoughton. With physical, occupational, and speech therapy, we can provide care with no referral needed. Plus, we now accept over 160 area insurance plans, including Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, Dean Health Plan, Humana, Quartz, and more. For more information, visit StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and I love making new memories enjoying it with my family today. Looking for an easy win for lunch or dinner? Pizza Hut's My Hut Box lets you choose your entree. A personal pan pizza, a melt, or now, wings. Boneless or traditional wings start at just $6.99. One box, tons of options, all day, every day. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, feed good times, and remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Experience the future of recovery at Carbon World Health. They've brought Escape Robotic Massage to Madison, the world's first AI-powered, fully automated therapeutic massage that's customized to your body every time. Jim, Matt, and Molly will be live at Carbon World Health this Friday, and you can join us. Every person that stops by Carbon between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Friday gets a voucher for a free 30-minute AI massage at Carbon World Health. So stop by this Friday from 4 until 6. Carbon World Health, your body optimized.
The Bucks are listening to trade offers on Giannis.
If there's a deal that's going to be made before the deadline, Golden State is the team to make that deal.
Stay up to date on Giannis's future in Milwaukee right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
A little bit of small breaking news from the National Football League. The Los Angeles Rams have signed Coach Sean McVay and General Manager Les Snead to extensions. I'm assuming they signed them today and they announced them right away.
Got years on those?
I don't actually. That's just how that part of the industry apparently works.
Is Sean McVay the most successful treed coach of all time? Who's got a better tree?
Bill Walsh,
yeah, the
right?
Bill Walsh tree.
I don't know, Jim.
Holmgren and therefore Andy Reid and then all
Literally,
the others.
half the coaches in the league have been under Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan at some point.
Yeah, but I think with more, first of all, as we know about,
I mean, you can Kevin Bacon anything. I'm saying direct.
Yeah, I think first of all, as we know about banks, it's not branches that make a coach successful; it's roots. But you're right. His tentacles are widespread now in the league. Remember when the Cardinals hired Cliff Kingsbury, who had never actually worked with Sean McVay, but they referenced McVay in the press release anyway, saying that they were like friends or they'd corresponded. Like, that was the thing. It was all about, hey, do you have a connection to Sean McVay? But in fairness, they've all had a lot of success.
Yeah, he's had an impressive. I don't think there's anybody that's had a better tree. You can say Bill Walsh, but feels like everybody and their brothers got some type of relationship to Sean McVay.
And that is Matt LaFleur had his brother.
That is pretty doggone impressive.
I mean, he obviously would be a branch on the Mike Shanahan tree, right? And does Mike Shanahan get credit for all those? Because
this is McVay.
Mike Shanahan had Kyle Shanahan, Mike LaFleur, Matt.
You don't get to count your kid.
Why not?
He works for him.
Was he an assistant?
I don't think
Nepo.
you count your kid.
Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, Mike McDaniel. I think the only one who wasn't on that Washington staff was Mike LaFleur. So, I don't know, Jim. I don't know how far you want to trace back trees. It's kind of like ancestry, right? So it's a little bit challenging.
And then they sell all your information after it goes bankrupt, allegedly.
Did Ancestry go bankrupt?
No, what's the other one that took all everybody's DNA? And
23andMe.
And then they started selling. It's like, well, just wait a second. But somebody's going to buy it, allegedly.
Is this what you think Sean McVay is going to do?
No, I'm just telling you, that whole concept.
I did not do that, so
okay.
I'm not aware. I am aware that Brian Gutekunst got an extension. We have focused so much energy on Matt LaFleur and, is he running it back with the coaching staff and this and that we have really not talked a lot about Gutey. How big of an offseason is Brian Gutekunst facing as general manager?
I mean, he's got holes to fill. There's no doubt. But I think when you look at this, and I said this on Friday, I don't think Mr. Policy looks at it as like he's got a monster job to do here. I think he thinks that this is a really good roster and a really good team that can win and should have won had they stayed healthy. So does he have things he has to do? He's got to get the O-line fixed. I don't think he's going to have to do a ton of other things. He's going to have to find interior defensive linemen.
Corners.
Yeah, but he's got picks. I think he'll be able to pick up some. I think he's probably going to look at this because he lost the first rounder this year and next year for Micah, which, by the way, is 100% the right move.
Agreed.
He's going to look more at guys that get cut so that he can get – because he's got an opportunity to get some big boy comp picks with Rasheed Walker and with Quay and I'm trying to think if there's others that – Malik. There's three
Sean
potential
Ryan,
big-time contracts
Romeo
that are going to – he's going to keep Kingsley. I think Kingsley will stay. I think that I'm guessing that would be the play. So Gutey's got a job to do, but I don't think it's some daunting like, oh my God, we're so far off. If you really felt like we were so far off, you don't extend everybody. So I think the vision over there is we need to get better. We need to find a way to improve definitely certain areas. It doesn't feel like there's going to be any changes on the coaching staff to do that. So whether that's going to be maybe sprinkling a few more veterans in or whatnot, I don't know. But I think Mr. Policy has looked at this and said, we have our guys. We trust this triumvirate to bring us a championship. We'll see if that's a wise bet or if it's not.
Has your Gutey stand-em decreased in its intensity?
It's dipped. It's dipped a bunch. And I know I took I don't even want to give the dude props. He was crushing me because I said something about we only had one Pro Bowler, or the two Pro Bowlers weren't even Gutey. They were people Gutey traded or brought in, and how little the Pro Bowl should count. And I don't disagree, and I said that at the time. But it's actually never been easier to make a Pro Bowl. And I sent you guys something yesterday. Ted Thompson drafted 10 Pro Bowlers in his time.
Correct. Yep. Mm-hmm.
How many has Brian Gutekunst drafted? And you could say, well, what does that matter? Oh, this team won all these things. Because Shedeur Sanders got a Pro Bowl, people.
Yeah.
Now, and I understand all of that, but it should be easier to draft Pro Bowlers than ever.
So he's got Rashawn Gary.
Okay.
He's got Elton Jenkins.
And both of those guys will no longer be on the team.
They will both. I think you're right about that. As I scroll through history, he drafted Jair. He was a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro.
He's been gone for a year or two now.
He has been. Is that the list?
So I understand it. It's, oh, my God, the shaping. And I think he said something about, you shaped the narrative on this, and this was blah, blah, blah. I stand by it.
I don't know whose voice that is, but I like it.
I stand by it, and is it the end-all, be-all? But you are judged on this. Like, you need to, if you're going to be a draft and develop team, you have to draft and develop players into being big time. Now, Tucker Kraft would have been a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But even with all of that, do I think Christian Watson can take that next jump? I do. But can he stay healthy for 17 weeks?
I don't know.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody on the O-line that we've done? There's a lot of talent that has been assembled by Brian Gutekunst, and I think this year this team would have been good enough. I don't know if we could have went out to Seattle and beaten them. I think our special teams would have gotten beaten around like San Fran's did. Yep. I think that was a buzzsaw that they ran into. We would have probably run into it, but I know this. Our offense wouldn't have been stymied as badly. Seattle's defense is good, no doubt. Our offensive line was not good enough this year.
Nope.
So I would have picked Seattle to beat us, and I would have been pleasantly surprised if that didn't happen. As far as all of the other stuff goes, Brian Gutekunst does have a lot to get done, but my stand-up of him, I have been a firm supporter of his, but there needs to be some upgrades here in order for us to get over the hump. And the way he handled the offensive line didn't work. I hoped it did. Now he's got to figure out, does he want to stick with this, or is he going to rip that off and go back to the basics of, and I think Balaga said this a little bit last week, get back to the more athletic movers rather than go and overreact maybe to what Philly did and go back to doing the basics of what you're trying to do with Matt LaFleur as the head honcho running the offense. Those are all things that have to get worked out and figured out, because what they had this year in the run game just flat wasn't good enough. And that's what needs to get fixed. And how you go about doing that is job one for Brian Gutekunst this offseason.
We'll talk a little bit more about the coaching carousel. Our buddy Scott Tolzien interviewing with Mike McCarthy today to be the...
I think it's been reported that he is going to be the guy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's interviewing today.
My guy,
the offensive coordinator.
Head strength coach, it looks like. I think that got reported too.
Mark Lavat.
God, am I excited for him. One of the best human beings out there, and I could not be happier that he's headed out there. So I am firmly a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
You're going to wear one of those Bumblebee jerseys?
Talked to Campy over the weekend. He's stoked.
Me too.
He's chasing another. He said, I get a chance to get another ring. And I hope he gets it. It'd be fantastic for him to pull that off too.
He's very excited to be back in an offensive line room. It's been too long for him. All right, one thing you're going to do prize picks after we ask for our trivia contestants here. One other thing that's worth noting though, and I want to talk a little bit more about this. You mentioned Clint Kubiak while we were talking with Evan Cohen. Yeah, you guys. Maybe he did.
Yeah,
we talked. His name was mentioned. Let me correct that.
6 jobs in 6 years for him. That would scare me. That would scare me.
Last year,
yeah.
Adam Stenovich, it appeared he was going to be the Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator. And then Clint Kubiak came in and blew them away in his interview and got the job instead. Could that mean that the Packers coaching staff is still going to be unsettled? Will they circle back to Steno?
I don't know.
I don't either, but just something to watch. And also, Jim Leonhard got a job, interestingly enough, as a defensive
wasn't that announced like a week ago that Buffalo hired him?
No, I think he was interviewing in Baltimore that same day.
Oh, I thought Buffalo had hired him.
Got announced over the weekend.
Okay.
We'll circle back to that, but we need to play trivia. I assume Tausch and Josh won't be participating because it's about Groundhog Day. So they could take the next segment off while Jesse gets caller number.
It's the 78th annual Groundhog Day prognostication in Sun Prairie. 7 + 8 is 15. 15.
Weak. Caller 15 for trivia, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We'll play trivia after Tausch tells us about prize
The
picks.
big game is almost here, and there is no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event, then Prize Picks, where it always does feel good to be right. And Prize Picks is the easiest way to play daily fantasy. Build a lineup in under 60 seconds, pick more or less on at least 2-player projections, and you watch the excitement go. And Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, Drake May, 0.5. There is your fun little entry opportunity. And then you have everything else at your disposal. We will go over who we like, what we like. But Drake May, 0.5 yards. You feel really good about that. That will get you started on your Prize Picks journey. Download the Prize Picks app. Use that code WI. You can get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that is code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play that first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good
to be right. And hopefully you'll be right if you're caller 15 with all 3 of our questions for trivia, which is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
It's all about the green and gold and nonsense on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
What is the main ingredient to pesto?
Dude, man.
Wow, this is bad.
Pass.
What country is home to the city of Vienna?
Seriously?
Jeez.
Switzerland?
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Gruber Law Offices, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Call us today if you've been injured. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European. New year, new Audi. The search for your new Audi begins at Audi Madison, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Receive 2.99% APR for 72 months when you purchase a 2025 Audi Q5 Quattro. Offer is only available until February 2nd. Check out AudiMadison.com to browse and see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the NARI Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free DesignWorks rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Super Week 2026 on ESPN Radio. The latest news.
Josh McDaniel and his offense, can you hit some big plays?
Predictions and reaction.
The vibes are immaculate. The energy is in the atmosphere. Everybody's getting ready for the big game. It's awesome.
Everybody is so excited to be here.
Seahawks, Patriots.
Cowboys ready. Hell yeah.
Super Week 2026.
This is it. We're here.
Live from San Francisco, California.
On for the touchdown.
This week on ESPN Radio. Presented by SoFi.
Greg Scalzo here for Buckin' Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buckin' Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buckin' Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buckin' Honeys.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game.
In 6 minutes. No more?
No less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
The 10 o'clock hour rolls on, and it rolls right into Groundhog Day Trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance. And proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. Hot, melty Reuben meets a cool, minty shake at Cousin Subs. It's the craveable combo you didn't know you needed. Try a Reuben and mint shake for a limited time at Cousin Subs.
Let's bring in our contestant. By the way, I was talking to someone over the weekend at the volleyball tournament who said they were from New Berlin. We don't say it that way, right? We say New Berlin.
I've actually heard it both ways.
Literally heard it both ways.
But New Berlin is what I would typically refer to it as.
I feel like that's how I've always heard it through my time growing up in the greater Milwaukee Metroplex. Let's see how Bill pronounces it, because he is our contestant from New Berlin. Bill, good morning. How are you? How are things in your town?
Good. I'm doing well. Yeah, things are good in New Berlin.
A little muddled.
Sounded clear to me.
All right, let's play some trivia. Bill from a suburb of Milwaukee. Question number 1 on this Groundhog Day is this. Which comedic actor is the star of the classic 1993 movie Groundhog Day? Is that actor Steve Martin, Bill Murray, or Larry Hagman?
Bill Murray.
Indeed it is. You are correct.
What if Mary Steenburgen was one of those answers?
She's not the star. Wait, she's not
in Groundhog
Yeah, she's
Day.
not the
Mary
actress.
Steenburgen isn't the love interest?
No,
that's Andy McDowell.
Yeah,
you might be right.
Evan Cohen even knows that, and he's not even seen the movie. All right, question 2, Bill.
Tausch is at -1 for the week.
I can go lower, and I probably will.
The Groundhog Day prognostication was forever changed in Sun Prairie on that fateful day in 2015 when Jimmy the Groundhog crossed the line and did which of these things? Was it tried to run away through the crowd, bit the mayor, or took a mid-prognostication bathroom break?
Oh, man. I thought I remember hearing about the bite, but I don't know if that was Punxsutawney Phil or what. So I'll just go with bit the mayor.
All right. Wow. Now, Jesse, I feel like you mentioned that earlier in the program, did you not?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty widely known. I mean, it hit Good Morning America in the national news cycle. Groundhog Day gone wrong in 2015. And so ever since that day, the groundhog now speaks to the mayor of Sun Prairie. The mayor, upon assuming office, learns groundhogese and is able to communicate with said groundhog, Jimmy, in his cage. And if you're watching us on the video stream, this is what it looked like earlier this morning when the mayor of Sun Prairie was receiving the prognostication from Jimmy.
My question here is, where is the archival Zapruder film of Jimmy biting the mayor in 2015?
If you Google it, you'll find it. It's not hard to find.
I will do that after we do question 3, which is this. In addition to groundhogs, there are also several other animals that make prognostications for the length of spring annually on February 2nd. Which one of these is not a real animal forecasting the weather today? Is it Mojave Max, a desert tortoise in Arizona? Is it Big Al, an alligator in Alabama? Or is it Perry the prognosticator, a parrot in Virginia? Which one of those is not a real animal forecasting the weather?
Oh, gosh. I'll go with the alligator.
And the perfect week ends because of Perry the prognosticator, the fictional parrot in Virginia.
Oh,
it was a good run, though, Bill.
Talk. Oh.
So wait a minute,
Thank
Jesse.
you.
Since you put this in here, do we know what Al and Max have predicted?
I have not.
And do we think Josh DiMaggio, since neither one of them are actually rodents, he would take their word more accurately
I have not looked
than
up. No.
Phil and Jimmy?
I'm a Jimmy loyalist in Sun Prairie, so I have only paid attention to what Jimmy prognosticated today. I have not seen what Mojave Max or Big Al in Arizona and Alabama, respectively, have predicted for the spring.
Well, Bill, it doesn't help you any, but you still got 2 out of 3 right. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries into Friday's drawing. Thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate you no matter how you pronounce your town.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see ya.
That is Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Iron Jock and by Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. And if you thought that game was fun, have I got a surprise for you? And it's a surprise to Tausch because even though the show sheet's printed out, I don't think he probably looked at it.
Tausch, you might
you know the show sheet's not printed out. Right?
Yeah,
It was too busy getting groundhogs.
We were groundhogging this morning.
Why didn't you just tell me to come in tomorrow when you didn't have groundhog?
No, it's fine. I think
is it?
I think you're gonna enjoy this game.
Okay, I bet I will.
Definitely more than the groundhog discussion thus far in the program.
I think that's a pretty bold statement by you, and I'm not as confident as you are. But we're going to play a Groundhog Day game next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch, and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for the super automotive team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. The name you can trust. Well, the countdown is on to crown another champion in football. And while I sure wish Green Bay was the team that would finish on top, there is another team in Wisconsin that's consistently recognized as being the best of the best, and that's Zimbrick Chevrolet. Year after year, Zimbrick is recognized as a best of Madison operation. And just like the best football teams have to be at their best in all 3 phases, Zimbrick is great across the board. Whether you're looking for a simple tune-up to keep your vehicle prepared for Wisconsin's winter roads, or you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, Zimbrick Chevrolet is truly the name you can trust. Stop in and say hi to some of the friendly faces on Main Street in Sun Prairie, or start searching for what you need from home by logging on to ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Either way, I hope you take some time and discover what this super team I've been telling you about for years at Zimbrick Chevrolet is all about. Consistently recognized as a best of Madison operation, Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie is the name you can trust.
You Rah! Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhafels. President's Day at Steinhafels. Save at least 10% off store-wide. Spend over $4,999 and get a 65-inch 4K smart TV only at Steinhafels. On to the recruiting trail. Luke Fickell and company building Wisconsin football's next wave of talent. Fickell on the group he plans to go after and why it's so important in college football's new era.
I really believe there's going to be a greater emphasis on the in-state kids because the trend of things of guys leaving, who are the ones you have the best opportunity to keep that you want to be able to develop? Well, those would be the kids that maybe have something that's going to keep them there a little bit deeper than just the playing time.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Official Groundhog Day music of Wilde and Tausch. Time now for... Is there music for this?
I actually was able to find what I am 90% sure is royalty-free music to play behind this game.
And it's not that ESPN NFL countdown.
It's not. No, it's not. It's
all
this.
Right.
All right, so...
That is the song, by the way. Nice work.
If you are like Evan Cohen and you have not seen the movie Groundhog Day, the premise is Bill Murray, as the main character, lives the same day over and over and over again, Groundhog Day, until he changes his ways from being a bitter, mean-spirited fella into a very kind soul. And... sometimes, as Wisconsin sports fans, it feels like we're living Groundhog Day with some of the same conversations happening year after year. So what I have curated are end of season or near end of season bits of commentary from this show. And I want you guys to try and identify if these are from the 2023 season, the 2024 season, or the 2025/current season?
I'll tell you what, I like this game.
Yeah,
I think this
do
will be
too.
fun.
So, without further ado, here, discussing the Milwaukee Brewers, is clip number 1.
It was disappointing to see kind of how things ended with this team this year, because it's been such a plucky, tough group. When you play Moneyball type baseball and you don't have the boppers, it makes it really tough when you play a team that has a couple boppers, or that has that night what they hit a couple. And that's what you saw in this stretch, and it's like Ron Wolf said, like a fart in the wind. She gone.
That was from the end of the Brewers season. Tausch, what year
When
was
did
that
the
the end
Mets
of the
beat
season?
us? What year was it that the Mets beat
Mets
us?
was 24.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yep.
All right, Tausch says
That was going to
24.
be my guess, too.
You
Yep.
both are incorrect.
Oh, that just proves your points.
That was from the end of the 2023 season, October 5th, 2023, when the Brewers lost in 2 games to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
And they bopped some home runs?
Apparently. Although,
because
you could
Pete Alonso made that one work for 2024, too.
I feel like we heard that after the Mets series. I feel like we heard that in some form
We
after
didn't hear
the
it
Dodgers series.
last year.
Similar.
Not in 25,
Similar.
but yeah. Well.
All right, so we're 0 for 1 there.
We're going to go 0 for 4.
Let's see how you do on the Green Bay Packers. From which of the previous seasons was this commentary?
One of the conversations we had was, I'm really eager to see what it looks like next season. And I still stand by my belief that he did not regress. I think there's
Growth
a lot of
isn't
growth
linear,
that
right?
occurred.
It's
Right,
not
yes,
linear.
I've heard that before. There was growth there, but he did not make the leap that a lot of people were crowning him as the next Hall of Famer and all this other stuff. It's hard, man. The position is hard. It takes time to get really, really, really good. And I don't know where he ultimately will land, but if his accuracy doesn't improve, if his consistency doesn't improve, and if Matt LaFleur doesn't figure out a way to get the play-action game going again, then it's going to be a struggle for him.
I'm
in the coming
100%
years.
going to be right on this.
All right, Tausch, what is it?
It's 24.
Yep.
That is from January 13th, 2025, which means it was following the end of the 2024 Green Bay Packers season.
And to his credit, his accuracy went up. He definitely grew in this past season. Played great until he didn't in the playoff game. The offensive line let him down in that second half. I think he answered the bell from that conversation that we had a year ago.
All right, so you're on the board. You didn't go over. Let's see how we do on this next tricky one.
We offensively are as good as anybody in the country. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think we are. We're incredibly multiple. Multiple means you can score in the post, you can shoot threes, you got mid-range, you got length. The offense is fantastic. I am nervous. Defensively, we give up a lot too. But I'm not saying, but I'm saying I think this team should be a Final Four team. Oh, boy. This could be the last 2 or 3 years.
When
Not
was
this
it?
season.
Talking about the Wisconsin Badgers, Tausch.
Not this year. That's all we know.
Tanjay's. I'm saying it's Tanjay's year.
It could apply in a week or so. Tanjay's year was last year, 2020.
I'm gonna say
the
last
4-5
year.
season.
But it could easily be the year before.
Jason?
I'm not sure. I feel like this is at least a 3-year running gag. So I kind of want to say 2022, but I will say 2023.
One of you is right, and it's Tausch.
Nice!
This was from last February when you proclaimed that John Tanjay.
Yeah, we didn't get screwed and thrown out to a road game as a higher seed. I think we, at least I don't know if we'd made the Final Four, but
you
that's
said
a
they
whole
would.
nother. Yeah, I did. That was a Final Four quality team.
All right, so you're pretty good at this one so far. Groundhog Day. Last one on the Milwaukee Bucks. Here it is.
It's over for the Bucks with Giannis. It's done. Last night was
Oh, this was like 2 weeks ago
lethargic.
or a week ago.
Every time it was like they were toying with the Milwaukee Bucks last night. Giannis is only shooting like 10 shots. My prize picks didn't have a chance. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, going more on 27.5 points. What an idiot. It just felt like, and then I listened to Justin on my drive home. It just feels like it's over. That's a wrap. That's how I felt last night. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's how it felt.
2026. You think that was 2 weeks ago?
I'm positive that was 2 weeks ago.
Jason?
Yeah, I'm going to go along with the bit here because I feel like this is actually going to turn out to be one of those times that Denver came to town and Jokic didn't play. So you know what? I'm going to say last year.
There was a very similar piece of commentary when Tausch attended a game in March of last year. However, this is from 2 weeks ago when Tausch was at the Oklahoma City game. So Tausch is pretty good. 3 for 4.
Wait a minute. So
I like this game.
Did you listen to last year's while you were compiling this?
I did, yes. There were a few pieces of it that I would have had to edit out too much that would have been a giveaway. But there was enough substance where I could have doctored it well enough where it would have sounded just like 2 weeks ago.
I never have said that Giannis is done, though, here. I don't think to that degree.
You in that commentary, you agreed with Homer that you should go see Giannis now because it's probably done after this year, is what you said in March.
And in essence, Homer and I maybe ended up being right about that.
Yeah, Homer definitely.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We don't pay Miles Turner. We don't stretch Dame. And if we actually just saw the way this season has went, going to probably look at this similarly to we probably should have traded Rodgers to the Broncos the year before.
You're right. Also right. Good takes. And a great game. That was great,
that was
Jesse.
Fun,
yeah, Groundhog Day.
It's amazing when you pull some audio and have a little, it's fun, isn't it? That's a fun way to do a radio show.
That sounds like a bit of a backhanded compliment.
Well, it was fun. I think our audience probably got a kick out of it, too.
Okay. Am I wrong to infer that you're also suggesting that Jesse should do that more frequently?
He knows that. I've had that discussion.
Well, Groundhog Day only comes once a year.
I think always pulling audio is fun. It's fun to, even when you guys hit me with a check the tape and I'm wrong, it's still fun.
You know what's also fun?
What?
A webinar with Dr. Jacobson. Brian Jacobson. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, that is fun. And I think we have another one coming up. We got to work on. We got a couple of details that we're working out, but I told you the last webinar we learned a lot. We learned about commodities. We learned about what do you do in the beginning of the year? When you're getting your paycheck, do you want to put it in your 401k? There's all of this fun stuff that you get to learn. And again, the beautiful part of this is you have experts to deal with. You're not just going, I'm going to try to make a buck on you. Oh, I'm going to pitch you this. I want to do this. No. They want you to be successful. They want to be a good partner. They have financial planning experts who can talk to you about the entire picture, give you advice, help set up your plan. And this is the part I love. A lot of times people are pushing you into certain things because they get a cut. They get a commission on those products that they're pushing. That doesn't happen at Annex Wealth Management. If you're ready for that straight talk and great planning, go ahead and give Annex a call. And I'll probably have a little news for you here in a couple days, but there's going to be another fun little webinar with me and the good doctor talking more shop.
The 11 o'clock hour, speaking of more audio, we'll start with something from yesterday's Sunday Karma that you had a listener tell you we needed to basically base the entire show on,
Yep,
right?
and it was so memorable that you then told Jesse exactly where to clip it. That's how I heard it.
That is what happened.
That's exactly what happened. It was so moving that Jason said, "Yep, right here is where you have to clip that."
Yep.
It sounds to me like maybe it was on before I was on the program, but be that as it may, we'll play it next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hey, Madison, it's Rich Eisen. Join me for the Rich Eisen Show, weekdays noon to 2, right here on 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. Happy Groundhog Day. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors. Trusted and local experts providing the best quality roof, siding, windows, and doors. Expertly installed and at an affordable price. Get your free estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com. The Milwaukee Bucks lost big time yesterday to the Boston Celtics. 107-79, the final score. Of course, Giannis remains out with an injury, and speculation continues about his future in Milwaukee. The latest from the head coach, Doc Rivers, joining ESPN's NBA Countdown before yesterday's nationally televised game.
Giannis has said everything that we need to hear, that he wants to be a Buck, he loves the city. And that's all I can go by as a coach right now. Has it been difficult? Yeah, your players every day have to hear stuff every single day about not just their best player, but they're thrown in the mix as well. My favorite day of the year this year will be the day after the trade deadline. That'll be my favorite day because I think everyone will be here and we can get to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that.
Doc Rivers yesterday on ESPN's NBA Countdown. More on Wilde and Tausch coming up.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins late as usual, and it begins with more audio that has been curated by Jesse Nelson. Jesse set this up since this occurred before I was on Sunday Karma yesterday.
So we got a tweet from Michael on Twitter.
Jordan?
No.
Jackson?
I forgot his last name.
Okay.
He tweets us pretty often, though. And he said he was listening to Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin, Greg Scalzo, Kyle Wallace, Alex Strofe, and then joined by Jason Wilde yesterday morning on ESPN Wisconsin. Sunday mornings, 10 to noon. And he heard commentary from Greg Scalzo that then led to a conversation that spanned the better part of 30 minutes at the end of the 10 o'clock hour into Jason's appearance in the 11 o'clock hour. And he said, this should be your entire show. This is the entire conversation now about the Green Bay Packers.
It did not end up being our entire show.
It did not. We did a lot of Groundhog Day, which I think is warranted. But this was pretty good, too.
A lot of other stuff? Come on.
This was pretty good, too. So this is Greg Scalzo on the Super Bowl matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots relative to the moves, or lack thereof, made by the Green Bay Packers this offseason, especially on the heels of the announcement of the extensions for Russ Ball, Brian Gutekunst, and Matt LaFleur.
I'll use a Tom Brady quote as if all you ever do is all you've ever done, all you'll ever get is all you've ever got, right? Both of these teams ultimately made major changes in the offseason, probably premature when it came to people being critical of the Seahawks getting away from Geno Smith and ultimately bringing in Sam Darnold, right? And the Patriots getting rid of a first-year head coach and saying he's not it, let's move on quickly and get a Mike Vrabel. And both of these teams have realized that what got them to where they weren't going to get them to that next level, and they're at the next level.
So that is Greg Scalzo's commentary.
Actually a pretty good take. That's actually really interesting.
Yeah? What do you think?
Well, Seattle got lucky in the fact that Geno didn't want to stay. And he wouldn't take the contract that Schneider felt like was good, or they'd have Geno Smith yet. And what did he say? They get what they get, and they don't throw a fit.
You want to hear it again? I figured you would want to hear it.
No,
again.
I mean it's in that same vein though. If you don't change, you're gonna history is repeating itself.
I'll use a Tom Brady quote: "Is if all you ever do is all you've ever done, all you'll ever get is all you've ever got."
You still don't know it.
And don't be upset.
I'm not gonna memorize that. I like the don't throw a fit in you, whatever it is. What I said earlier when we talked about the announcement of the triumvirate and their extensions is Mr. Policy believes that this is the right formula to get what you're going to get. And you've had 7 years of it, and you've gotten what you've gotten. Now, does that mean that that's all you're ever going to get? No, because you've made moves and getting Micah, and you've done some things that you're hoping will be better than what you were before. So I understand Scalzi's point. I think it's always easy to look at and say, well, Seattle made some major moves. Well, those moves, they worked. They've gotten there, but let's not act as if they reinvented the wheel. They did get fortunate with Sam Darnold. And by the way, everybody and Sam Darnold deserves a lot of credit. I remember Sam Darnold almost lost to Phillip Rivers, who sat out 5 years at home. Sam Darnold didn't have some unbelievable where he didn't have any hiccups. Sam Darnold's still Sam Darnold. He played well in the postseason. They also front ran and had pretty good sized leads. He played well in the NFC Championship game. Give him credit, and I will give him credit. But this whole concept of, well, you need to do everything like Seattle did. You need to do something. Now, do I want to see some changes in staff on this team? Because what Seattle did do is go pick up Rashid Shaheed, and they also, did some things on the defensive line because they're paying their quarterback less. Maybe that could be a part of it. But the fact that they have scored at least eight non-offensive touchdowns. How do we create that, Matt LaFleur? Because if you accept what we did last year on defense and on special teams from that standpoint, it ain't going to change. You can't just lean on the offense being the only group that's going to put you in position to score or score points. That, to me, the New England stuff was a no-brainer. The fact that they found a way to win, give them credit. Mike Vrabel's done a heck of a job. But let's not act as if they're light years ahead of where the Green Bay Packers are. So while you can't expect to get different results if you keep doing things the same way. Yeah, if you do those things and you do them better, you can. Will these guys get better out of it? Because Tom Brady, he did the same stuff. He evolved, but his work ethic and everything that he did continued to propel him with the same coach.
Great point.
So I get it. It's easy to play the results. That's what Scalzi did, and that's why Scalzi's the big dog. But I'm not going to just sit here and say, well, you got to do it. I do want to see Green Bay do some different things because special teams wise, it has not worked. It's not working. What are you going to do different? I would hope you would start with, let's get somebody that will be our return guy that can maybe make a play or two like Keyshawn Nixon did a couple years ago and like Rashid Shaheed did for the Seattle Seahawks this year.
The Packers did do something different. They hired Jonathan Gannon as their new defensive coordinator, and they officially announced it on Groundhog Day.
Good to know he got that job.
What was that, eight days after the news broke that he'd been hired? The rest of the staff still taking shape, evidently.
So technically, Jim Leonhard was hired before Jonathan Gannon officially. So he was off the market at the time the Packers announced they hired Jonathan Gannon.
That's actually not bad.
Well, they better make that official because it sounds as if Philly's defensive coordinator Fangio might retire. I'm guessing he just wants to get the same money that Flores got, and if he doesn't, he'll retire. But then Gannon could have went to Philly had Green Bay not locked this up and made it official.
Well, it's official. Just like you are officially a UW Credit Union member, and you can watch those fun videos on social media as well.
For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for you, proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. And, people say, what is it about UW Credit Union? Well, I like keeping things local. I love the state of Wisconsin. They're great member first service, and they have great perks like early payday. And you got to love Bucky. Who can say no to that pretty face? If you love Wisconsin like I do, you can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes you do crazy things, but this just makes sense. You know what I like, too? The resourcefulness of UW Credit Union. You go to the hoops game, and they got that big T-shirt cannon. It breaks. Do they say, oh, shucks, we can't get those T-shirts out to the fans? No, they don't. They say, we're going to find a way to get these T-shirts in people's hands. UW Credit Union always figuring things out. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
Jonathan Gannon is officially the Packers defensive coordinator. We officially are running late during the 11 o'clock hour. More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
There's no safer place to feel dumb than Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
But I was impressed by several of them.
You're impressed by everything.
I love life. It's amazing what people do.
There is nothing that you see that you wouldn't go, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's not a bad way to live, though.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe. Live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also available on the ESPN Wisconsin app and wherever you get your podcasts.
It is the 25th anniversary of Bowling for Colons on Sunday, March 1st. Help us strike out colon cancer at UW Carbone Cancer Center. Come roll with us and form a team of 4 to 5. Choose from 9 bowling centers in the Madison area. Enjoy 3 games of bowling, shoe rental, and a cool anniversary t-shirt. Spare us your excuses. Hurry up. Lanes are filling quickly. Google Bowling for Colons 2026 to register your team now. Let's strike out cancer with Bowling for Colon 2026.
What's it like to have a 20-plus year business technology relationship with James Imaging Systems? Listen to Doug Brown, Assistant Executive Director with the Dane County Humane Society.
It feels like having an extra person on our own team that's coming to take care of us.
Tell us more.
Their ability to help us with our problems, whether it's proactively planning to prevent problems or when a problem arises, they're always right here to help us get things going again.
So the benefit of working with James Imaging Systems?
It's one less thing to worry about. It just makes us feel like we're in good hands, makes us feel like we have somebody who is on our side and genuinely trying to help us accomplish our daily tasks.
Doug, would you recommend James to others?
I would 100% recommend James Imaging Systems to anybody who is looking for somebody to help them with their copiers, their printers, their services on their existing equipment. We've been happy for decades.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
We'll get to Whoa Nelly coming up next, but first, Jesse mentioned Jim Leonhard. And I had a social media post that I believe is accurate. I want to get Tausch's take on it, though. So we had, when you were still a young pup, and I wasn't even covering the team yet, T-Buck versus Troy Vincent, right? Ron Wolf took T-Buck, could have taken Troy Vincent. Then we had Robert Ferguson versus Chris Chambers. Then we had Kevin King versus T.J. Watt. Wisconsinites are provincial, right? We want our guys. We keep an eye on our guys. If you don't take our guy, we're curious about it. Well, Matt LaFleur took Jonathan Gannon, and as Jesse mentioned, Jim Leonhard is now the defensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. He was also a candidate with the Baltimore Ravens, who have a defensive head coach in Jesse, same spelling as Jesse, I think, Minter, who I think is going to call the plays. And I think in Los Angeles with the Chargers, he was up for that job too. But Tausch, tell me if I'm wrong, we're going to be paying attention to the Bills' defense to see how they fare compared to how the Packers' defense fares with Jonathan Gannon.
It is not the same, though. Like, it's a lot different. And no, I don't think we'll be sitting there if Buffalo has a shutout and we get beat 31-23. It's not like, well, if we had Jimmy Leonhard, we had to shut out the Bears this week. Like, I don't think that's how this is going to go. Now, we have a general curiosity if the Buffalo Bills defense is dominant and they have a ton of takeaways and we're sitting here in Struggle City, USA. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if it is just a normal year and both teams are, giving up somewhere between 18 and 22 points, this isn't going to be like, oh, boy, T.J. Watt had 3 strip sacks this week and, oh, Chris Chambers had a big game. Or like, I don't think it will be viewed as, I guess, with as much passion as some of those. But there's no doubt, I want to make sure I'm also clear that we will be monitoring how Jimmy's defense in Buffalo plays, and especially if there is a dip with this group. Mm-hmm. And if there's a dip, there will be question marks a lot, and the Jimmy Leonhard component will play. But I just don't envision like what you tweeted out or what you put out. I think it's interesting. I think that there's probably some that will be that, watchful, but it won't be as if you're going to be looking at, well, Kevin King had a pass breakup, but T.J. Watt had 17 sacks on that. It will be a different dynamic.
I do think that, to your point, if their defense turns out to be one of the best defenses in the league and the Packers' defense does not, I do think you will definitely hear it. But you're right. I don't think it'll be a week-by-week comparison thing, which, again, I feel like the T.J. Watt versus Kevin King was more of a cumulative thing every year, or every time Kevin King made a mistake or missed games. The Robert Ferguson, I'm still not entirely sure what Mike Sherman's thought process was, other than that he had some connections to Texas A&M, because Chris Chambers was a far more productive college player and had played more extensively. Robert Ferguson, who was one of your former teammates, he was on campus at Texas A&M. He was kind of he's like Russell Wilson, because I know you enjoy it when I compare people to Russell Wilson. He was on campus for like 6 months. That was it. So that one was a miss. Homer will tell you that T-Buck ended up having a much better career than he gets credit for, but I don't think anybody says that he had a better career than Troy Vincent did. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. That's for sure. We will play a little Whoa Nelly after we talk a little bit about all the games you can play at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, including, projections on the number of wins in a season that may or may not go your way.
Yeah, we thought we had a nice year. We didn't, but it was still fun being down at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. And they have all the things. You got this great sports book. You got great table games. You got slots. You got everything you're looking for, and it's about 60 minutes outside of Madison. And they have a great high-limit room experience that delivers premium table games that are tailored for discerning players with enhanced game rules, including blackjack, where the dealer will stand on that soft 17 that gives you better odds, faster play, and the kind of authentic high-limit action that will set the Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Your next hand could be your best yet. Visit the high-limit room at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford and rediscover your game on your terms, in your rhythm, and with your edge.
Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. You know, I've loved Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and now I love making new memories, enjoying it with my family today. For a limited time, Pizza Hut's big New Yorker pizza is just $10. An extra large pizza with 6 huge foldable slices and bold New York-style flavor. Big size, big value, and just $10. Order right now on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, feed good times. For a limited time, order a big New Yorker pizza for just $10. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app.
This loss is as painful to Packer fans as you can ever imagine.
A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your shows at the touch of a fingertip. Available in Apple and Android app stores.
I have no evidence behind that whatsoever. It's just a feeling I have, and that might just be because I'm scared of this rivalry in the playoffs. Your
one-stop shop for ESPN Wisconsin. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Download it today.
Valentine's Day is coming, and your wallet just asked for a moment of silence. But relax. At Chalmers Jewelers, romance comes with surprisingly friendly prices.
Like a diamond pendant, gold hoops, or a diamond bracelet, all starting at $2.99.
This Valentine's Day, impress your Valentine, not your credit card company.
Chalmers Jewelers, where great taste doesn't have to be expensive.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the Neri Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free Design Works rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Here's to a Wisconsin winter you will always remember. To playing outdoors in a winter wonderland. Here's to cozying up around the fire and holding someone close. And to staying downtown, where the food scene makes your heart sing. And to celebrating moments frozen in time. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your winter getaway at travelwisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6. And follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited. Trust Siding Unlimited with your next window and door project.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance. Because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Bucks are listening to trade offers on Giannis.
If there's a deal that's going to be made before the deadline, Golden State is the team to make that deal.
Stay up to date on Giannis' future in Milwaukee right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Quick answer to a question that we got in the YouTube comments from Josh. For the free agents, we get compensatory picks. Are those for this year? So the Packers are going to get either 1 or 2 7th-round picks this year from last year's free agent losses, which, of course, were Josh Myers and Eric Wilson. Eric Wilson, who played a bunch, both on special teams and on defense for the Vikings this year. So they may only get 1. They might possibly get 2. But I think the NFL has also consolidated some of their giveaways with those. Next year, though, based on what happens this coming March, we'll have to wait and see. But, Tausch, you think Kingsley Enagbare will get re-signed?
Yep.
But Romeo Doubs, Sean Ryan, Rasheed Walker, Quay Walker, and Malik Willis could all
Texas
be departing.
Ranger.
What you talking about, Willis? Why did you say Texas Ranger after I'd done the Walkers and I?
No, you went back-to-back Walkers.
Right, and then I
Bottom
did
line
Willis.
is, and I think this is why Green Bay will be very selective, because those are 4 or 5 guys could get really big deals, and the compensatory piece of this is how big these contracts are.
Right, that's what decides it. Yep.
So when you're looking at that, I think that's why Gutey will look at this and hopefully be able to find some cap casualties a la Julius Peppers that don't go into that, because, oh boy, even though he went and made the big blockbuster move, he loves him some draft picks now.
He does.
And he wants to get cracks, especially if you can get 3rd and 4th round picks, which I do believe you're going to get 1 or 2 at least if things shake out the way you do. But if you end up signing someone, a center or someone in the offensive line or someone, a corner, that will then bring down that equation.
Correct.
So it'll maybe take a 3rd. So there's a big deal that these guys are well aware of how that formula works. And that's why for anyone that is thinking Green Bay might make some big, splashy, sexy free agent pick, it would take, I think, a very rare, even in the days you're not worried about that, I think it's tough. And in this case, I think Gutey's going to sit pretty still and not go after a lot of guys that aren't cut, so that doesn't hurt that formula.
So are you going to, if Gutey calls you after the show and says, I'm thinking about signing Tyler Linderbaum to be our new center, you telling him to do it or not?
Yes. I think that spot, they need to get that thing solidified. This year we saw it, and, Sean Ryan, I have nothing against Sean. They could bring him back, but Linderbaum is really good. We saw what the Ravens were able to do. He's a big piece to that. I would think Baltimore would be crazy to let him out the building.
Indeed. What's not crazy, that it's time for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Last night on the pregame show of NBC's Sunday Night Basketball, did you watch, by the way? They had a big music intro with Lenny Kravitz. Bob Costas, your guy, was there. No? Didn't watch any Sunday Night Basketball?
No.
Oh.
Does it do the same numbers as Sunday Night Football?
I haven't seen what the returns are yet, but I had it on.
Yeah.
Bob is Bob.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. No.
Lakers Knicks followed by Thunder Nuggets last night. My prize picks were good on both. I can tell you that much. I had it on while I was doing some other stuff around the house. They announced the NBA All-Star reserves as picked by the coaches around the league. LeBron James was selected as a reserve, continuing his longest streak in NBA history of 22 consecutive All-Star appearances. Some are saying he probably took a spot that someone else may have been more deserving of this year.
Who?
Sure. I don't know. I don't follow the NBA as
You're
closely
the
as
NBA
others.
insider.
Well, I think LeBron should get in. So that's why I'm asking. If you're saying some should say, I'm curious who that player would be.
I think you're making the point that for a casual fan tuning into the All-Star game, you would rather see LeBron James playing in his 22nd straight All-Star game than an up-and-comer who may be earning a first All-Star berth, perhaps from a smaller market, and that's just the break. You're okay with it. You're in favor of it. You're not even okay with it. You're in favor of it.
Especially if this is his last year, which it won't be. Yeah, he deserves it.
All
Absolutely.
Right. Well,
whoa, Nelly!
Then I'll get to the other thing I wanted to bring up, which was my weekend up at Newt Fest 2026.
Fig Newtons everywhere, huh?
Turn me into a newt.
Newton Lake was bustling, full of snowmobilers and ATVers. I was none of that. I was an innocent bystander watching. And then we went to the meat raffle on Saturday afternoon, where I met, for those watching on the video stream, Boomer in Athelstein. Hanging out at Lakeside Bar and Grill. He was there. Caught up with him for 10
Jesse
minutes.
was there.
There I was. Didn't even do my hair that day. It looked a little messy, but we were good. Fresh off the hat. We talked for about 10 minutes. I was able to buy him a Coors Light, which I was worried about because I walked away from him and realized, oh no, I didn't offer to buy him a beverage, and that probably would have been the right thing to do. Thankfully, I thought he had left. He was still there. I was able to find him and buy him a beer instead.
Hey, you guys are celebrating Uke.
Awesome.
Appreciate that.
This one's for Uke.
I asked Boomer, as I ask a lot of our fans, just like Levi in Stevens Point last week when he stole my mouse, allegedly.
A lot of our fans, where's my mouse?
Boomer did not have my mouse, but I did ask Boomer what's his favorite thing about the show. He said he appreciates how authentically knowledgeable you guys are about the Green Bay Packers. Do you accept?
Well, thank you, Boomer.
Do you
Yeah,
accept
that's
that as a
nice.
compliment?
Absolutely.
He didn't say anything about me in my knowledge of the Green Bay Packers.
I like Boomer even better.
That's okay. He talked about you guys, and I understand my place around here, so that was fine. But yeah,
Do you?
Sometimes. It was great running into Boomer and Levi and everybody that we run into all throughout the community. So appreciate that. All around
You do
the
a great
state.
job being in the community, Jesse. Great job.
Yeah, Jason's up next. I think you got to take the next picture with a fan somewhere and share it with us.
Somebody coming into his house? Can't imagine he's just
Good
letting
one.
people. Well, what do you mean, good one?
Actually had a fan come up yesterday at the volleyball tournament in Manitowoc. Tell us how much he loves it when Brian Bullock is on the show.
Oh, that's nice.
Which I thought was fun. And he's on every Wednesday. You can catch him here on Wilde and Tausch. Big fan of Tausch as well. But really thinks that Brian he's been a long-time listener. He's a grandpa. He's retired. And he said he thought Brian has been a great addition the last couple of years to our already good show, which I thought was pretty cool that he said that. And, of course, I forgot his name because I was busy watching Sid play volleyball. But appreciate the kind words nevertheless.
Boomer is good friends with the head groundskeeper of the Los Angeles Angels, who's going to be retiring in May. Said he's got a big trip planned to go out to L.A. Tausch, didn't you say something when one of our broadcasts when we were at American Family Field that you wanted to be the head groundskeeper or part of the groundskeeper team? Was that, am I misremembering
No,
that?
I said I admired what they did because we were watching them work before a noon game, And I said, but that is, no, I don't have any interest in being. No, I told you, my retirement job is to take over for old boy on Chopped. I'm not interested in doing grounds crew work.
I guess you misremembered that, Jesse.
I guess I did. That's too bad. That's it.
Whoa, Nelly! Okay, let me tell you about Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. David and his team. I tell you that all the time. What I haven't told you enough about is the free throw, the charity stripe that Gruber Law Offices sponsors at every Badgers home game for the men's basketball team at the Kohl Center. Every time a Badger makes a free throw, they make a donation to the UW Carbone Cancer Center. That's what they do, and that's one of many examples of David and his team being fully involved in our communities. You can go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more about that and everything else they do in our communities, or you can go there if you've been injured in an accident, you need their help. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666, Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. We'll call it a day after this. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch, and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Roses are red, mountains are blue, have a Coors Light or two. Mark Tauscher here, and nothing says Happy Valentine's Day to me like the Blue Mountains of cold, refreshing Coors Light. And whether you're tailgating pregame, cracking one open during the game, or celebrating a big win after the game, or you just need a moment to chill, crack open a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, co-filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection, which besides the refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Luke Fickell and Company, building Wisconsin football's next wave of talent. Fickell on the group he plans to go after and why it's so important in college football's new era.
I really believe there's going to be a greater emphasis on the in-state kids because the trend of things of guys leaving, who are the ones you have the best opportunity to keep that you want to be able to develop? Well, those would be the kids that maybe have something that's going to keep them there a little bit deeper than just the playing time.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best local sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Well, the big game is almost here. There's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. Hey, it's Mark Tauscher with ESPN Wisconsin, and with the football season coming to a close, this is your last chance to stay in the action before next year. Prize Picks is the easiest way to play daily fantasy. You build a lineup in under 60 seconds and just pick more or less on at least 2 player projections and watch the game with even more excitement. Well, one of my favorite things about Prize Picks is the new social feeds feature. You can find your community, see what other players are picking, and even copy lineups from winners with a single click, or follow Prize Picks partners and tail their picks instantly. And new this season, early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out before the game even finishes. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Super Week 2026 on ESPN Radio.
the latest news.
Josh McDaniel in this offense, can you hit some big plays?
Predictions and reaction.
The vibes are immaculate. The energy is in the atmosphere. Everybody's getting ready for the big game. It's awesome.
Everybody is so excited to be here.
Seahawks, Patriots.
Cowboys ready. Hell yeah.
Super Week 2026.
This is it. We're here.
Live from San Francisco, California.
On for the touchdown.
This week on ESPN Radio, presented by SoFi.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
All right, we're almost out of time. We do have a special guest scheduled for tomorrow, scheduled to appear. That is former University of Wisconsin men's basketball coach, former NBA head coach, and having seen the Howard Moore documentary, A Road at Night, Stan is phenomenal in it in terms of talking about Howard, and I mean, he just does such a great job. Stan Van Gundy, scheduled to appear. The film is going to be theatric released at Marcus Theaters coming up, so we want to get ready to promote that as well. We're really excited for it. So he is scheduled to appear tomorrow to talk about the film. I'm guessing he may get a Giannis question while he's with us.
Probably.
You don't say.
Probably.
Yeah, I know I'm putting myself out there, but we look forward to him joining us, and we are thankful for you joining us today. If you're sitting in your car in the parking lot of the Pickler getting ready to go get your pickleball lesson, we're going to get you out in plenty of time to get in there, change your shoes.
Get in there, get some. They got
the stretch a little bit.
Down there in Menominee Falls, you got that free clinic going right now at noon. Get on in there.
A Groundhog Day miracle.
And then Tausch will be holding some Pickler webinars when he's not doing ones with Annex Wealth Management. That's it for us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark